going to use government of Ghana money to pay the services of the drones. I have the Hansards here during the debate on the floor of the House, and the quotation from the then minister responsible for health, Ajimamanu, I have it here. I think that the question was asked about why the signature of the minister responsible for finance then was missing in the contract, and he had this to say among other things. Mr. Speaker, I would want to stress again that the Honorable Minister for Finance did not put his signature on, because this is not going to be done from the consolidated account. The public purse is not going to come in here, unquote. And the whole discussion has to do with the fact that they were not going to pay from the government of Ghana fund. And some other stakeholders were engaged, and I've had opportunity to verify from them, including the GMA then. And same argument was advanced. Apart from saying this on the floor of the House, government of Ghana has paid a lot of money to the zip line. Apart from that, their services was to concentrate on the hard-to-reach areas and emergency services. But upon review of the activities, what we have realized is that the hard-to-reach areas constitute only 12% of the activities, 12%, 1-2. And emergency services is 4% of the activities. And it will interest you to know some of the items they fly. Items like condom, blood donor cards, not blood donor cards, mosquito nets, food and nutrition items, adhesive tapes, syringes and needles, education materials, among other things, textbooks, exercise books, uniforms, and a lot more. So these are some of the items they have been flying. And so when we came to office, we think that there must be value for money. And therefore we are engaging them. So if you hear that we are not engaging Zipline, it's not true. We have met more than 3 times, and we are still engaging them to know how we can have value for money. And that is what His Excellency the President has directed us to do. That in our respective ministries, we must make sure that whatever we are doing, we have value for money.
EpaHoaDaben
Is it true that as part of your deliveries, you were delivering condoms in thousands?
In thousands. I mean, the way you're pronouncing the condoms, it sounds very sensational. I mean, if you want to hear the specific number, right?
Okay.
It's 1 in 20,000 flights.
1
in 20,000 flights.
Your condom supplies.
No, I'm saying, let me land.
Okay.
1 in 20,000 deliveries, flights,
okay,
contains condoms. It doesn't mean that it's solely condom in that package.
Sure.
And that's under the guise of family planning. So there's other products in there. So it's like, really, if you look at it, so 1 in 20,000, so that's 0.005%. Yeah. And the thing is, again, even with that, so I don't think it's significant, but even with that, ultimately, the Ministry of Health and the agencies, of course, in an ideal world with deep collaboration, utilization of the data, are responsible for what we are delivering. And the aim should be to have as critical delivery as possible. But then, of course, there's nuances that you would have to look in very well into the respective facilities on what makes sense to some facility. Because it might be that we are delivering to a very hard-to-reach area, right? And we are already delivering critical commodities. So adding another commodity to it doesn't.
Can we be realistic here?
Mm-hmm.
When did you start delivering condoms? Which areas were they delivered to?
As I'm saying, I wouldn't even know, because it's very insignificant from an overall standpoint. It's 1 in 20,000 flights.
When this thing started that Zipline Ghana is delivering condoms, that has caught the attention of Ghanaians who in their mind thought that delivering condom is not an emergency health product. So why would government of Ghana give a contract to somebody to deliver condom when at least cars can do that? So can you help us to understand which hard to reach areas that you were made to do these condom deliveries?
Happy
And we couldn't
FM
have used cars because this is not
98.9.
emergency
I mean-
situation delivery.
I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but I think your questioning and even the reasoning is flawed in multiple perspectives. Because if you say a hard-to-reach area, if you want to compare a drone going to a hard-to-reach area and a car, I don't think makes more sense to drive a car that is more than 1,000.
So which hard to reach area did you deliver those condoms to?
Please, I answered very clearly to that question. And the clear answer was that the condom deliveries, in quotes, the family planning, so insignificant, I wouldn't be able to give you that statistic because this is more than 800,000 deliveries, and I'm telling you that it's 1 in 20,000. I don't think you'd expect me to know where those are going. That's not where my focus is. That's not where Zipline's focus is. This is not what we are delivering.
What were you expected to deliver?
So what were we expected to deliver?
Yeah.
Critical life-saving commodities, which we have done. We have saved. Excuse me.
Okay.
We have saved lives in the tune of 10,000. And then there's emergencies averted. There's so many different nuances to this. So if you want to really have a substantive discussion, then it has to be nuanced. Unless you are telling me that you yourself, you feel like 1 in 20,000 is that significant, then we can go deeper into this.
EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben.
Dollar kofo mu ne ba ne sen na yeto electricity tariffs mu. You have a better and deeper understanding of near into deciding tariffs are yempije mu. Near PRC aka kire Ghana for ne ntu o mato tariffs mu no. Mo amo sem se muso mu sen.
Meda se.
EpaHoaDaben.
Yeni kai na yenina ye yadwin eni ensu ye eni sanka enyamkania boss betty, especially in the third quarter of 2025. And we yensu ni se ebeti because one, she did not appreciate it compared to the last time you two enyamkania bomono by about 30%. Inflation are declining to 20% as used by PRC, but the current inflationary figure no 18 to almost 19%. And these are the main components. These set tariffs. Yes, many PRC are doing say it the energy mix, it the price of natural gas and as a weighted average cost of natural gas as a nominated indicator and full cost recovery of the fuel cost on the price structure of the IPVs and also state-owned companies also generating power at the mine. But Minia, we share the historical practice and sometimes the strength of the CD, as well as the increment in fuel cost, that's the weighted average cost of gas. And no crano into ma in Namkania ebo and cost rosa. Because of the first quarter and second quarter tariff adjustment on the actual adjustment on May is 6.2%. The entire year 14.75 is because of arrears. Now, that time, na CD no are depreciating. That time, no inflation ever higher. And that time, now, na weighted average cost of gas, and also ever higher kakra compared to previous years. Aside that, na energy mix and also grano thermal kese saying hydro when you compare that to the previous quarterly decision papers. And Muslims say thermal no kese saying hydro na was a utia kese because hydro is quite cheaper compared to thermal production. But no. The PRC came out and gave us only 6.2%. So based on these factors, and they say, a major component of price determinant, CD, and that be as that we don't pay cost reflective prices because sometimes CD need depreciate here. The Kabikua, Yentiminti, a Prebiano was a cost reflective, and then so in the third quarter, the strength of the CD has to make sure that prices not ever perform. But Bibi, that's why I say PURC at the 2.45% over 2 years. So now 2.45% is not over 2 years. There are major tariff decisions there, and we say engage stakeholders. But why engage? They have a different perspective. But we think that it is a major review because one, you are adding new items on the tariff decision paper without even consulting the consumer or other stakeholders in the space. One is that what the reserve capacity air count. Per the tariff review structure from 2022 to 2025 now, reserve capacity in count.
Okay.
So if you are coming to add a reserve capacity, which is a new thing, you need to engage stakeholders. There will be a presented paper. They reserve capacity they count. So that's a buying the sign contract manebro so because the benchmark capacity is 18%. So because sign contract bro so near 40, near 44, just like what we did in 2015, 2016.
Take or pay no.
And yet consumer also tier 44%, You didn't state that in your tariff decision paper. The better one say reserve capacity. How much or what is the percentage of the reserve capacity that the consumer is paying for? There's lack of transparency there.
Na metwasia enema ye gina so e di review tariffs no. PURC for the ba ku bia ka ho a enka ho deda but wambo obi amane sa na pa kire.
Yes, no.
And no na friend no reserve capacity.
Capacity no.
Na reserve capacity no e ye de ade yakasa.
Reserve capacity ni say oman bia no e wo say o power generation no. Abribia no o dependable capacity no e wo reserve a enu si ho a say ba say machine bi say ana fidie bi etochima e bitimi atwe no dia besim. Ndi akwai ni say match ana footballer we can say substitute
reserve player.
So reserve player.
Into where backup.
A backup.
Okay.
And backup no the benchmark should be 18.
Okay.
There are certain times politicians may sign a contract manebro so Emma benchmark no echo 20%, 30%, even 44% as I've told you about 2015, 2016. And me an ejaka. This is what the baby shemwa. It was only consumers engaging in who say young person politician be able to sign contract reserve margin up for casino. I between my young reserve margin no. The PURC was silent on it, and also a reserve margin or reserve capacity. We're not even telling us the percentage reserve capacity we have and how much the consumer is expected to pay.
Not just say electricity bill na ye tuano biama generating capacity ye nyusu say sia ye dia to in case of any emergency.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And no, a major tariff decision because all the structure no and kahudada. That is one. Now two.
Now and kahudada no. Is there any law cast in stone the variables ye de ejina soto tariffs muana ye wombre be a guide tariff adjustment as a person will introduce another variable it requires that you have that consultation.
Oh, yes. Okay, Omo 538 of 1997.
Okay.
Even section 19, section 21, air corner, spell it out. Even section 22, Grand Society spell it out. Indicators are yet a certain tariff. And so, also review any of these tariffs now. We review 5 years.
Okay.
Or sometimes 3 years. Within those 3-year period, I was so engaging stakeholders. Nobody to say within these 3 years, we and it be.
Okay.
This is this way nation wa a cost fra ebe adjust amana kosro. Say ko fom so a ebe adjust yes calculation na ebe mana ba fom ebo bia ho atono. Me mom say that you no person di bibia ka ho a o so ko consumer no. No bia present papers. Na efe kwan pa wo de ka ho a and affect government and affect power producers. Na ensign affect
the consumer.
The consumer. We man consult to bia almost say it's part of their quarterly adjustment. But being part of the quarterly adjustment, you are introducing new items on the build-up, not informing us. That is one. Now, two.
Yeah.
Almost 27% of fuel cost. Now, 27% of fuel cost, and also they could not tell us the amount of fuel or more procure in I was here say every 27%, and they go to mention heavy fuel oil, forgetting that in 2022, August, every year appear as for a major tariff review, heavy fuel oil was factored.
Okay.
In the pricing structure of electricity in Ghana.
Okay.
So when you say 27% of light crude oil, distillate oil, heavy fuel oil, whilst you have heavy fuel oil on the price build up already, it means that you own kind of credit.
Patch say a repetition. I say a
repetition.
Okay.
And the second part is that so catch and say 27% of fuel. How much is the fuel? Because yes, you know. So far, Energy Commission, they publish what we call the energy statistics.
Okay.
In 2021, Yanto fuel Pakumpu and Fanfidi power plant.
2021.
Yes. In 2022, Yanto fuel Pakumpu and Fanfidi power plant. It means that fuel procurement any stagnant, any fixed.
Okay.
It varies depending on the availability of natural gas.
Okay.
And now, cautiously, you find a price build up. Because any idea auto.
Okay.
This was disruption in the inflows of natural gas.
Because your first choice in terms of your fuel mix, gas, and only you prefer first. If you say watching your gas once and you crude.
But light crude and I say
okay.
Distillate oil.
But say over currently situation your womb, the fact that abandoned and sorry fuel reserve you want to power your generators in the with all the maintenance works are near Kokosonia the idea no. Are we not in that place? I was say you consider crude now you how I beat me a budget for.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Ewra, me pacho bra na me hwa de wo bag yi.
Bra, aden, enanso biem.
Hey, tam heba me hye ya me ka se yi baako yi, ane wayi me yensen.
Bra, sanya tam heba me hya, esia gyimi ni me fiefo enya de abaako ebeso yen.
We de udi se ofa ni nyina.
Time heba me hya, me ka se me di wa dance ya heaven ene de mekwa akopie. Enti se malaria, we draw ne time heba mixture.
Enye enu nku o, de nanum ato a wontimi anidie no. Time heba mixture duro no ene ye ma wo. Oba a wafa afuro de o ma akwada anofo. Ene akwada woni mfie dumienu entimi num aduro yi bi.
Se obeto aduro yi bi anoma, hwe se wakọ hospital anase lab am ye hu se wo 3D malaria yi bi ansa.
Se upetam heba misha enure dudu atu a, fo ani kire KNG Herbal Center ewo Emrom Abidjan House. Ana ba akoso wo Atonsu Monaco Junction.
Eno echi ura pharmacy shop, chemical shop, any herbal shop dudu na mu a obenya bi ato.
Fre 0244 417669.
Kayo, set time no TIME. Time heba mixture. Afi malaria fever bi adani ziba ewo munu be tuako.
FDA ahwe edwadie nkrato yi mu agi atomo se eye.
Yemma wakwaba eba Eclipse Collateral Management. Ejuma kuo stronkwa yemma wanya wadwapade nkrata ho mfaso. Wonim se wadwapade nkrata ekuta wo no ebetumi asesa wo daache. Yesesa emfasode a adwapade wuranom etumi enya ewo no adwapade nkrata ho. Ene nyuma wuranom nso ebenya frɛ adwapade ahodo a yɛde sia bowa ɛde apesika ɛde abɔ wo nyuma ahodo. Enti se ope prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land document perfection services a mayamfa nyonko. Ewo Eclipse yewo prime depository platform bia ahobambo bumu a ya de foforo a adwapade wuranom etumi de won krata ekoto ho na wonya sika a esem bia ni ho. Na yɛde sankrata yi ɛbɔ nyumaku ahodo a wɔpɛ besia de afri sika kwabia ho. Yɛbɔ bosia ho no ho ba ɛbɔ ma nyuma wuranom nya sika de trewo nyuma mu. Yɛde bosia bo hwehwemu a emu dɔ na yɛ mapa ɛna sie gyina yɛ. Enti wonim sɛ wo won sa ahobambo bumu ɛntwentwa so hwehwɛ yɛn kyira kwan ɛwɔ adentam barrier. Yɛbɛn medi Moses Ayaresabia no ɛwɔ West Africa SHS afasio no nkyɛn pɛɛ. Fa yɛn sɛsi a 0543842466 wɔ Eclipse Collateral Management. For property owners, we say think safety and decent income. And for businesses, we say think funding before projects. EpaHoaDaben ti Sinupi na nokre eye baako pɛ.
We are patiently waiting for the outcome of Asantehene Debeba. You see, Sabani.
What expectation is
chieftaincy.
Asantehene's direction will follow history.
It will follow history and it will be guided by history.
Okay.
And that nothing will be different from what has been happening, what has happened in the past. However, Didi, let me say this. Boko any chieftaincy issues.
Oh, how?
And Boko doesn't have a problem.
Why are you saying this?
The only problem we have in Boko is Mahama Yarga. He is our problem.
Majority.
Yes, he is our problem.
How?
And for me, I see it very insulting. Say NDC, majority leader in parliament.
But we NDC.
Yeah, me NDC in power. It's very insulting. And I'm speaking to this matter with all the passion in me. Mind you,
what is insulting about that?
The fortunes the NDC have enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, very experienced parliamentarian.
The fortunes the NDC have enjoyed came about as a result of the relationship between my grandfather, Zonzon Baruwabok Abogurago Azoka the First, and Zonzon Baruwabok. You know what that means?
No.
Nifrenia or two or Sonso, a blind man riding an elephant. That's the meaning. Zonzon Baruwabok.
Zonzon Baruwabok.
Zonzon.
Zonzon.
No, Zonzon.
Zonzon.
You don't have the answer. You can't be able to mention it. You see?
What about the last one?
Zonzon Baruwabok Abogurago Azoka the First.
Okay.
And the friendship between him and former President Jerry Rawlings, and bringing all the Kusasas together to love the NDC.
Okay.
Not that NDC have done anything extraordinary to the Kusasas people. He is a problem because you know what's happening in Boko now?
He's not the only politician.
Oh yes,
98.9.
You see, I will blame him because if you go to Boko now, NDC how many MPs are more parliament?
Someone just sits in here.
Instead of more parliament. Okay,
8.
Yemfa new words in Quantum Chain. Yemfa say if NDC have 50 old MPs in parliament, MP Ben and the crew, yan shimu jagu to say crew. Someone should tell me.
No. Why them?
And for the past 1 year, Wakofi.
And then one quick campaign last year.
Wakofi.
That's a 2024 quick.
So campaign vote. After the vote to Wakofi.
No, because Wakofi campaign.
Has he been home after he was sworn into office as MP? When was the last time Wakofi? Boko my hema ewi. You see my many basi na onko fimpo. No ko chair Zuglan and the traditional council and the bereaved family. Has he done that?
EpaHoaDaben.
Okay, so I like to give the height of it somewhere, then I'll go. But the story itself is short. But at least the first thing, the main thing is that I was walking back into the OSP office when a soldier, I don't know what a soldier was doing, performing police duties. A soldier called that next time you come and park your car here and go outside, I will not allow you. So I replied that, oh no, You can't do that. I'm not a suspect. I'm not an accused person. I'm here to assist the OSC. So you can't curtail my rights like that. So that's why soldier kept quiet. Then another soldier now shouted it to me. As for me, look, if you come and do that next time, I'll show you. So I gave the same response that he can't stop my rights. Then he said, you're a stupid man. A soldier who is telling me I'm stupid. So what would you expect? I also told him that he's stupid. Yeah, I had to respond because I won't take this. In the first place, you are not even a policeman. If the OSC building is in danger and you think you need soldiers to protect it, you dress them, camouflage with their arms and everything. Then you station them in a way that will what? Create fear. But this one, they supplanted police, performing police duty and insulting people. Look, a colleague just called me, I've done this. Now they did the same thing to him a few months ago. The soldiers did the same thing. They locked the gate and said he will not leave. You see, vigilante mentality. That's why I said, don't bring soldiers to perform police duties. What is it in the OSP? People coming in, suspects. It's very wrong because under the Constitution, Article 210, it says that soldiers are for external aggression. They are for war. And then we can use them for certain development activities. And then if you go to Article 200, law and order is for the police. So what I'm scratching my head to understand is, why these common policing people, vehicles entering and leaving OSC, and human beings entering and leaving. Now you say police cannot be.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Baby, when you say first na ye binumu ye shut down pe politics. You see politics for no money or money and your but na mumu ebinumu so nti enyina ye ni agi say ye beboa ma o man na akoso na ebo 1 o'clock pe na wa ye lawyer ma o man na lawyer for enyina pon akofia koda nyamishra
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Ete said Edru area show was when tie EpaHoaDaben. Uko tie baby aka bia ukase nko baby ya.
EpaHoaDaben.
Ete said Edru area show was when tie EpaHoaDaben. Uko tie baby aka bia ukase nko baby ya.
EpaHoaDaben. Say it again.
EpaHoaDaben. Now together EpaHoaDaben.
Awesome.
EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Memo hamu akwaba eba EpaHoaDaben dwumadie eso ene the 4th of December 2025. Ene nso ye yawada eja yaw ante ya ewie memo ha edwase se odi afidie nato 98.9 FM. Mami mbusa na pombo kode ye de obo ade ase me de bi nso me ho ye pa na ye da na sese moja di afuru sane na ene awie nso ya san abehia mu ewo radio so ene Facebook so ne ahie no eyoman mu nkomodie ene Ghana nkomodie bidene Bismark Brown nutimi frame BB eno achi mene eye ofosu apia dodo na freno the special one Kojo Sefa Dankwa soka ho na yekọ production so dia Joel Sanko ensuring say dwumadie no ekoso of course Collins nana moako ene we ehwe ama ye streaming live on Facebook yatena si ni ebedwendwene ensem ba ko mienu miensa ho a abeto wo man no animu a yenyinada ye ba be bobo ho ensem ni bi efa special prosecutor enra asem a esiye a enei Ghana fo bebre ekasa ho bia na nteye private legal practitioner
FM 98.9
also an anti-corruption crusader Martin Pebu enra ono ankasa etena ne ka mu drive ye call special prosecutor office upon the invitation of the OSP. Na ede na no koye ewo special prosecutor ho. Papei abo special prosecutor office no kwa adu se dream keta asehye ne proye bia koso ewo OSP. Na saa keta asehye ne proye no eyade a ekwa achire pa enti OSP has set up what it calls a fact finding committee. Say allegations na Martin Pebu aye no omo enwem enti enra office no to nsa frɛ lawyer yi eye Martin Pebu okodu ho ena asem bi siye asebu esiye no any saying.
Okay, so I like to give the height of it somewhere, then I'll go. But the story itself is short. But at least the first thing, the main thing is that I was walking back into the OSP office when a soldier, I don't know what a soldier was doing, performing police duties. A soldier called that next time you come and park your car here and go outside, I will not allow you. So I replied that, oh, no, you can't do that. I'm not a suspect. I'm not an accused person. I'm here to assist the OSC. So you can't curtail my rights like that. So that's why soldier kept quiet. Then another soldier now shouted it to me. After me, look, if you come and do that next time, I will show you. So I gave the same response that he can't stop my rights. Then he said, you're a stupid man. A soldier who is telling me I'm stupid. So what would you expect? I also told him that he's stupid.
EpaHoaDaben.
Enti papa yi call special prosecutor office say womo to nsa frɛ no na ya normally no Martin Pebu obekɔ hɔ a ya na media di nachi enti owura mu okopa ka ne car ɛna osi ye pia bontene ɛne nsɛm twerɛfo kodi nkɔmɔ kakra oba ba akowura mu no ɛna soja ni ne ka kyɛ ne sɛ next time wo me park ne car ne nsi onu pia bontene na yenye saa wa ha ana okase o nyabote na ne menkasa na me migina hei menye obi abo me kwadu menye suspect bi obabia mu na ose free soja ni ba kwa no a oye stupid man ana say soja ni ayatete opa hye uniform na obi wa no di matem sa ene wonso ye stupid man ene be ya akasa na akasa ni mu no ena wo mo ye se omo be kye no so enra Martin Pebu was arrested by the office of the special prosecutor because of sa altercation ya na say anuyiye ye course between ono any a soldier for no eye sa anuyiye ya ena ma OSP mi e kye no because na OSP official statement of the abotobontin and say wa obstructing a public officer from performing the duties eno mu gina so de che na nra na nra o mu chi ni wieye no na chiri kwan ayeden obi ehunu ba bi ede na kosie na lawyer for eso mu hwehwe na nra no mu hunu in fact nra be nyumre be nonson kono nwotwe no nkunu mu ho de na se Martin Kpebu obi ahwehwe no ba bi owo na owo OSP for nsem ba ne enim ba bi poten ede na kwakosie yamani bail amene wasan ko back to OSP or esane say asemu eda ho a enu nti omo to nsa frɛ no no ehu adwuma da so ho ɛna kye o ma kye no ehu bail nsusu ho nsɛm ho na wie ye di sa asemu hu nkomo ne abusa sɛ OSP adie ya wo ye uhunu ni sɛn wato nsa frɛ me sɛ maye mabɔ ko aduma ka asɛm bi sɛ esi wo madwuma mu ha ɛna mo sɛ mate ba asunkuo enti membra na membeboa committee no onye na adwuma me ba ya wa sojafo ne me kasa basa wadi matem nsuma di na tem wache me a che a wache me no wache me ama me hu bail chese wani abre pa ene otie lawyer fo ni bi asem o mo kan fa asem hu a o mo busa emra OSP gina so de ye ne oyeye no isane se ebi abusa se kwan bɛn na Martin Kpebu esi sojani ni kwan from performing the duties. Now the bigger question is, and someone Martin Kpebu aka wode abre OSP anu nti oma friend se won bɛboa hwehwemu no. Sansem no OSP no eye competent to investigate those matters ana. Sɛ yesi chronomic retasehye koso OSP. And meka OSP a office of the special prosecutor. Mpempi no nkofo ka OSP no mo pa kire the man the special prosecutor na kisi Ajaben. Office no nko wo ho. Ena special prosecutor no enso wo ho. Enti kwadu ni fa office no ho. And the same office na kwadu ni fa no ho no, the same office na so na yes awi mu no. Ye benya pepreye. No credit betimi abedadi ewo ne kwan so ana na so insunsuanso ne beto abontene a ye benya mu gidie 98.9 say institution na ye no ho hwehwemu na ode ahu sunsuanso abeto dwa na but over the flip side enye nwanwa because say police ni misconduct no ho a say ne sameda akokan no ye fa nkoma immigration for so munye hwehwemu soja ni misconduct no ho a ye fa mbre fire service for omo soja for no omo police for no omo de omo fa mra kwan so eyi omo nkasa hwehwemu nti the argument from the OSP's side no so ni say omo ewo every right say biboni bi akoso ewo omo officer omo ankasa nso eye omo hwehwemu ewe ye ni nkomo ne embo nkomo isane say we have already been told so there are a number of petitions up against the special prosecutor. Now, Martin Kpebu ya enra ye chi ni ama hint no so say wonu so kruche petition against the special prosecutor na ye na free ho. Me no ka say wo se wa building a petition no na so far when ya about 15 grounds or debate me akoma president but o wieye isane sade a chia de esa nyina no more filler and a free public no ho ba nti o ma no ho be na wotwe obeka ni nyina asisi ani na ode Kisi Ajaben who is the special prosecutor e ho petition so akoma mampani ye keri adwuma no ne ahwe special prosecutor it appears sa Ghana for do na e kan adwuma ho asɛm a enye nsempa na enye nsem a ehye nkuran yedum pempenso ebetimi akase office ya ankasa kura ne relevance no yembusam yie na ankampo nipa woda no nso adwuma no oya maso Ghana fu ani ana ewe yedi nkomo na yabon nkomo EpaHoaDaben na so nim se bosomi eda yanim eye afefoforo bosomi January ya new year gift ban di amayen 9% electricity tariff increment. And a 15% increment in water tariffs. Your New Year's gift. Ya di amaya kura sana afefoforo ne beba nti. Eda utrim se o New Year dia ye de ma wo. Yedi shia wafe no. Ka. Cost. Say akwa ewo electricity ni nsuo mu. Na nanu ya anso. Say bosume mienu miensa ntem ya. The Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations, any organized labor, and negotiate minimum wage yadebema Ghana Jumaya for the year 2026. Abayin ekopeje mu a 9% no de ama wo mu. Enti TUC finance mo kan say na 2026 akatuam tumu autu mu a ye 9. Now I say baba to electricity mu 9%. Up to insuo mu 15. And then 9 na de my and one na osan fa kwan foforo so age free ensem wana. Organized labor say look. Either say aban ye we be drop it. Sa ECG and water tariffs no map amo increase no. No ma maintain o minimum wage 9 de amo ana say sabo person mo je 9% ECG tariff and 15% water tariff there. And yeah, minimum wage 9% no mumpeja munkosoro. Embro ne ye kwa kotua for electricity no ho. Enya saa de a Happy FM 98.9. Intesukoko ne ye ko pa na moja wo mu no. Enu bi eno mbete e de akira ben. Ewie eni TUC for nkomo. EpaHoaDaben. His Excellency the President has waded into the whole issue of wase results ayeba na no performance aye nyina ye di ho abobo na ye dwene ho na ye busa se ede empa na ba ya ye mai ni ye wofase mu ni ye nananom yi ede na akoba ma nkoda yi ede agu bebre sa na nkobodidie no mu na no nkofo ye omo politics MPP ni NDC omo twene de nenen eye na aye we say we na ye we say no anyo ne maye we say we political advantage say nsem no basa. But the father of the nation, first gentleman of the land, commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, John Dramani Mahama, ono so de nano atunkomu ni mu bi na amanfo hwe ni mu say papa e be ka say what they be politics pa because ene ono ne the number one politician but was serve obia. John Dramani Mahama say nienti ene ye ma no performance ti ne etie no ene say ye nyina ye wura fi ase ho basic education ayato na jeje mu sika wo say ko capitation grant a ye ntene ye ho fa man enko sika na mu wo fom enkoda no buku nsam ene o teaching and learning materials ahodo a aban tun entire no ho no anye ne yie a teacher for wo fom ho wono bobre wo fom ebi mu quality wo fom and ano ayi senate for eko ene teacher for ko hia ya wo mu eye ayi wo mu documentation dia ma wo mu e wo senate nsam ho na ko busa ko hwe questions bi ebi busa teacher ni pa no adwimu nnokra chese kwada adwini bi enti wo hwe teacher for ne side ho nso a ade no ene se ye wo problems any challenges wo teacher quality a big issue o mai e teacher for bebre abrofo na o mo de kire nkoda na de no kura no o mo ntini ye e bebre kwant me express o mo hu ye no kura no ebi so ya de ebi enomo eye par excellence sanso ne wo dodo bebre nsuo mu yesi ye school feeding we kwa kwa aduane basa bi ne de man nkoda yi nti man pani se eye years of neglect of our basic education eno na nyini ama baba wo sa ayi abeya ye nyina na ye bobo hu a yesu yi. But I think the president is spot on. And will this bring some sanity into the education debate now? Join me live on Facebook and let's get talking. Bechira wadwene ye ndi Ghana nkomo no said ye etie. Happy 98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie na ayi asɛm yesi na asɛm esi emu owurem na emu wa kakra sɛ armed robbers akɔ Nkasem police station akɔ seize etuo free wɔn a wɔn ɛwɔ polisifoɔ kukumu ɛdi etuo no akɔ obi gold shop akɔbu gold shop n'ani awia gold ɛwɔ hɔ wɔn free wɔn so ɛna wɔn kɔ atake Esutifi Rural Bank anso hɔ a the same squad ɛkɔ kɔrɔbe a mobile money vendor ɛgye 12,000 Ghana cedis asema mi kɛn ɛnyɛ me wɔfa oduro kwaten a wɔte amasaman pensioner ɛna ɔka kyerɛ me ɛyɛ Ahafo Regional Police PRO Chief Inspector Kojobuachi ɛna ɔde asɛm itu dwa na ba ne sɛn na armed robbers abɔwura police station agye polisifoɔ hɔ nyinaa atuo ebie suspects a ɛwɔ cells ama ɔmo adwane na ɔmo de polisifoɔ tuo no akɔ rɔbe Ahafo gold merchant na ɔmo asa akɔ rɔbe a rural bank a rɔbe a mobile money vendor all in one night operation ɛdɛn na ɛkɔ so ɔmo anim no ɛwie yɛni nkɔmɔ na yɛmmɔ nkɔmɔ na mehu sɛ sojafoɔ yɛ adwuma bi wɔ bɔkɔ sojafoɔ yɛ adwuma bi wɔ bɔkɔ na adeɛ na sojafoɔ ne yɛ no minim ne ɛta akyire ba Collins video na ɛda wo file ne mu no foto Facebook na manfo hwɛ ɛsɛ sojafoɔ wɔ bɔkɔ ne ɔmo yɛ ne se ehyia na ukura moto a oboto no wanka se be mo afa bo na dia papai eh moto do light ya me bi mu kura sesa note dia gu omo fuel tank nim a supervising kofa ma omo twitwitwa omo ankasa moto wires mu na I got this video from some residents in Boko Enra omo si omo hawnie na saa how no omo dwene ho a omo nte ase because omo hunu bone a omo aye a enu nti ye hia na ukura moto a ye se fa bo fa papa wa light no o papa light no na omo bu anto omo ye mo a no ma mo afa bo kese fa bu light no kura firi ho akwa ba akokra de o papa ne light wie ye san ma no kosa no te begu ni moto fuel tank nim ade na ekoso if you were reason say omo ye nipa bonefo a sanko fo ya chi omo ana 98.9 ra Facebook na behwe what is going on ewo some parts of Boko said the uhunu no abrantie a uhunu sesi e soja for na stop no e de no moma na ye o papa ne light special who your man a papa in a light.
You are going where? Go there, go and meet your client. Go. I said go. Go there. Hey, what do you want? Come. This one, yeah. This way to tear everything. It's okay. Open the tank. Open the tank. Open the tank. Hey. Come and lie down. Hey. Open it. The tank, open it. The keys. Boy, that motor is in the cool. Oh, there be. What do you want to make truth? Hey. I saw you going this way. Go. This way.
Say Facebook live and I here. We and 70 be a cost or boko curfew or na minim when you curfew hours
98.9
yachi omo ema womo say womo ya womo say womo ankasa motorbikes e de not egu fuel tank ni mu pipe light no wi aketekete anya nwumira asem ne kan oba Facebook aba be hunu se ne mfoni ne da ho na utie kasa na akiri na obeti se soja ni ba ko kasa chale motos no de o se etimi de ebi ko ena obako ne kasa yemfe mu bia anko ena so at least o se etimi de ba akokọ na enra one day video send me from boko ne se omudi ade we hu ya pa isane se mrantie wo munye boni bia police fo ana soja fo enka se ya chemo se mo aye boni bi na nso so mu hia wo mu ti moto so ya ma wo mu asese bike no eno mu de no masa no te de agu fuel tank ni mu se be ya moto ni ntimi ntukura biem na boni a wo maye no up till now emedadi me no kasa nsu samrantie nsu enye se ya che wo mu se o maye boni bi but their bikes have been destroyed and they're gone. We
some motorbike no was
yeah.
Oh, but I don't know. I say yes, somewhere we're gonna have. What's your voice now? I
Go there, go and meet your client. Go. I said go. Go there. Hey, what do you want? Come. This one, yeah. This one, tear everything. It's okay.
Were they holding guns?
No, there's no evidence of that. You were holding guns and
oh, but
there was another guy I saw much but no more excuse a client and almost uncle client uncle. As to when
and now my bonibi that are normal problem.
Well,
watching I say so
up till now,
and the property now.
Remember they say they have been arrested or charged for
irrespective of anything. They might be anywhere calling for some moment sell property. And found one in the omoye ukumo. And found one bibi. The omaye. No say yes. Me fee say emrani binum de show monsem. In fact, yeah, because I was on sign young
fuel tank.
We are one sunny tail light. On selling us
headlight, no, or papa in now, the bona so. Yama one cassa say, wow, the ever winning.
And Brown also with me, the dark I just one I say.
There's evidence that head and say or no say,
but it's bad. As well for Chrome, yes, I know. And penny for that as well, Jumana no. You see, I say, Jai, I'm not going to say, Sabi, soldier for the Omupebia no Munyo. But how come group is what? I can see is only advanced countries, no?
Yeah.
And even the most developing countries, no? Who was saying you are bunting? As an abetis, you say, oh, Ami, Piaba. Oh, not just a baby, no. A stand say somewhere ye.
Yeah.
And as I say, Ami. Any citizen. Enya banta na bibino. Na ayense nipa krono oye beyond control. Who say countries be from beyond control. And no be them say ahada your friend say omota from outcasts.
Yeah.
Sanko for no mudi bonia to the nonsense point. And sana soja for no mushia waka just say eno kra no nka say ye say you.
Special. What the way to nchen a asem yes won kasem.
Ahafu. Sakro no makoso dawo.
Me de na mo go so me adwuma na nanom afem.
Boss we tika grow.
Right, anantim. Tin kasem de na.
Go to reach na yen
me ko o.
Ba wanantim so.
O manantim se ekobo na nanom afem. Ye ne ekobie na nanom afem ano.
Oh okay, ene se unim.
Me ekoba jesi, ye no ne ekobie na nanom afem ano. Ye ne started programming first. Me feel na me ko feel FM Tamale. Ye chin kakra.
Okay, and I walk and then him say, who say Obada one? Oh, I fire.
I shall say Kufudia.
So be kai Kufudia. Yeah, last time that's I didn't what in catch him.
Now, armed robbers acquire debut in Kasemu. Our half memu. In Kasemu police station. Omako seize omutu ewo.
Omako seize police for.
Omako seize police for to ebie suspects ewo cells. Amomu nyina akọ. Omu wiye no. Ena omu ko loot gold shops ahodo.
Omu wiye no. Omu sanya gas to omu enjane.
Yeah. Ena womu to aso ekọ ata omu san call cocoa purchasing station bi. Enso call robe ho.
Na yes aka se cocoa share.
Eho ahan anso omu. Ena omu de omani kire Esutifi Rural Bank.
How? Awiana dey anajo no omu yes adwuma na.
We'll get the details. Omu free ho no, omu robe Rural Bank ni we no. Ena omu hu mobile money vendor bi. Ena omu say one last kalo. Yeah, be your dear. Also, bro, gin 12,000 Ghana.
Now, when you scan on quay, bro, baby.
When I say, I see a deal who show Muna, I just cano. What I say, I was a deal who show.
Two of be a who to obey, but
nearby, ya posted for pie, I bet you mutu.
Say be a bear 3 bin and walk canter, and I don't know. I imagine it's here.
May G details, no.
Say, I imagine the Americas a beer, and nipper 2 beer and a train and a walk canters at night. It's happy affair. 98.9. Power because normally we call police stations and get one.
Tell me the 2 bedroom mutu nana.
There be me walk canter they are 2 tank home.
But some be seize police photo. Some be police photo too. Some more armory.
Yes.
And that means that the armed robbers went there with guns.
Guns. And a match or mutu where
and mutu and be sales for no so monko. Mufi ho na robbery no omoto ato aso saa
na me ade am wan say ti ba robbers so den ka few minutes no mo dwane ko
we do asa omunyambre
ye we wi ani akoye we
we the number of
any sales for the weekend
omo ko attack ya
about 5
na say ekwachiri pa
because okwa ko mobile money na ya wi between me sure say between 4 and 8 in the afternoon
na say
because mobile money
they say robe sa niam we sa ai facilities nyina betima ko robe o manyambre sa ne de na tese o munyabre pa
kinka se kro no so shedan so
o munyabre pa robe ye pa we no ka say entie bia mba
say asrafo tu om so santentem sankrofo si no mu chia om anko mo ntia om no mu hunu se de adwuma no esitie. Now, ordinary citizens or Nama be I want to be as now man is selling property there. Yes, sir. Ghana staff from penny for. Baby a drone. In fact, and you will go and see. Recently, video ben and a shah and also not so janino and molest you be rough off. It was, I think, social media. Which Yano, besides and of reef and ever so. Because so because it's there.
On the same security issues, Eastern region. Complaining about crime be a Chelsea region ni mu a nipa kunkuma kwa simple ama for.
Yes. Happy affair 98.9.
And I bet yes we and the stories are so sordid.
Too much. But today ya kum obi so ato afuo mu.
Aha.
They bet ni atwa obi ti.
Basa. Now me raise this issue so nyina because the IGP away or ya adwuma bi otamale or the heat ewura tamale pa a enye heat hitwa ene gato ye omo
na bi na omo be ye no kokko na no kra
ai omo sheda the squad akogum the squad the fin kran akoho no mo pa che se
ene parliament na omo nyi omo ni no
omo ye adwuma den my question is in other parts of the country no ye hunu that heightened level of security.
Yeah.
Question is, what is the plan? Because you're cobronya.
You say extending the mandate. Cheso ni medjuma oye.
Cheso ni medjuma oye. Now, yentie Eastern Regional Security Coordinator. The way I ochire the kind of crimes are ekoso our region.
We had a research meeting recently, and the new trend, hitherto, there have been murder cases, but it's not as rampant as we are witnessing now. Because with little provocation, somebody takes gun, pow. With little provocation, somebody takes knife or cutlass to slash the throat of a fellow human being as if he or she is an animal. And it keeps going on almost every week. You experience this. And it wasn't the case, but in recent times, it's becoming too much. And sometimes this is difficult to predict whether somebody walking is going to kill somebody. So it's become a difficult thing for the security agencies to, because there are other security issues that the security agencies can preempt and prevent it from happening. But unless we go through the psyche of people, we study their attitude and everything, because this kind of thing, somebody says, somebody is walking past my window, back of my window. He is disturbing my sleep. He wakes up, go and confront the person. The next moment, the person is killed. Somebody wakes up and says, somebody bought a phone from me, has not paid. So he is coming to take his money. When he comes, then because he threatened me, I went into my room, brought out a pump action gun. Even when you brought the gun and the person is trying to escape, run away, you follow the person, kill the person, slaughter the person, cut the body into pieces, go and dump it somewhere. I mean, this is so inhumane. This is barbaric. So bad. And that kind of experience, it's ongoing almost all the district. And you see, it's going to get worse if care is not taken, especially getting into the festivity mood. When people drink intoxicated and all that, I don't know whether is that but if you look at the corporate of all these things, they are not people you say have taken some drugs or what. So it's difficult to predict. It's difficult to study the mood or the psychology of what is going on. And it's becoming a problem. But we are not going to sit down. We are going to do our best to make sure we curb it, bring it under control. And so our people and the Eastern region will live in peace and harmony, because when these things happen, the fear of people even going out, the fear of people living in certain communities, in certain areas, becomes something. I don't want to allude to certain foreigners coming into the system for now. You just make sure we are doing our background checks and studies to understand the psychology of what is happening.
Well, Openia Oten Nkan ena oye in charge of national security ewo epoye mantemu. Na utie ne lamentation na he appears very helpless, yes, and quite very worried. Na in fact oye Eastern Regional Liaison Officer Emma National Security Council. Na a friend of Mr. Dompre. Yebedi nkomo we isane say there is a bigger conversation about internal security. Yes. The last time Interior Minister was complaining about the spate of crime ewo manimu, and our kase also police for no edio monansi form. Police is also assuring Ghana for say Christmas yebedi na sumdwe mu, but ohe enema ekoso around us a threat to our borders. Exactly, right? And the signs are not too assuring. Yeah. Say Benya Juan Hotoso say indeed this Christmas will be incident free, yeah, and all of that. Because our robbery of course so in Kasimi a war planned. The number of companies are almost attacking from the police station to the gold dealer shop. omu wie omu san call a rural bank if you call a cocoa shed call robbie womo and san omu call mobile money vendor no so emu orem kakra well any enko ahoma no so ne nkodi nkomo na yene Paul Boatin our security analyst enkasa na let's try to see if we can understand and then maybe a ekoso Mr. Boatin otimen kan happy sunio memo hamu akwaba
mejo so minia
na ewia hoden o
oba ade adawro ma yeguso se wonim se me ma me ehye moga me nde na wotwe ne ye de ne kwhye fom wo wa wukrum dunkwaw ne sanase intimaso aye shikakra
me awe panaka mabebusa kra se entutu ene ti sen so far ene se won so okofa de abai ye bekoso ama yakọ na yasre ejamfo ne adofo nyina se dadudu a yenyina ye metai wachi na yenyema ne nye fefefe ena de ye wokọ na adekase ne ekọ enti yenyina no ye ne usugbo mu ye besere se emri mu so oba de be ma ahoden a obetimi de gira brane se o ma me ba bema na wetimi ayama aye kama ewe nkomo no efa bineball eho ensem first of all ma me fa won fam free tamale jumedi a IGP ni men eye ewo tamale mehuno several videos Black Maria echichinkofo from ghetto to ghetto within the week in the course of the operation nipa ba ku ye ewo police photo ano ema a detention eba pa but that very operation has been commended by a lot of people say shake up ubia tamale has needed all this while because of inrubone any other pills ni chemicals ahodo a abadwomu ha nkofo efa ede edi bone ne honkro ne ba your assessment of sa operation it is saying because it's been ongoing for almost consistently a week
I'm feeling say ade bia ebede ohaw ede ohaw eni atete beble o manfo enyakwanya si ano a eye atebe ewuo sem na ehon na ya ne hadwen on se we nkofo se nkofo bebre jubilate o ba galam se de omo kuni de eba asem ne bubi keka se yenye shoot and kill de amanfo se de bi on se ne nipa yenya atwomofa se wi nipa enum na ehye o man ti bubi yakowu a amanfo jubilate na galam se ebebo o man ni nyina da ache ne de obi keka say shoot and kill bet me aboa de a say there we mum de ye for one abaso so o ma ya de nya atwom pa e wo Ghana no me nua bi
Happy FM 98.9
me kan so mu nyina so tomra
ne me kan say bagalam say de ne de ehu sen ne o mo koye yi
no cre
so o mo nim se ne yi operation pa se ne o mo bo wan abaso no de a o mo fa nko galam say ho mo yenhwe menka so o ma anya de o ma ya de in fact ASP no minimum no what you say o obi a yenim no but meka say on to no bo ase woni ema bi mu because ade a obeye edi nipa wuo beba no me aya me support sa efi say onipa ba ko ebi kura mpo a ne nipa no kura no innocent o because me hu obi a oye taxi driver obi say on fa nko baabi okoduru ho no ma na ye ghetto na yayi police for bachiwi for ye che ne kan ho ewi ase ko prison what you ase me hu sans ensem ni bebre sometimes ne wo ye innocent a wonim ho hwe no wo na ho kodi atwem because obi ho ko ba bi na sa police for ba kra wonim sa me de me ye innocent ni me nwane onu mom ni abeche no
enkanka soup na yo mo ye no
ho asem na me kan enti no e wase ahwehwem wo wura no no kan wa kwan ya ofas wu ye yes ya cooperation onipa wu omo ye wifu nti perception is say omo ye nuboni nti ye ni age no adwuma no nyesa na wo say eba sa wan hwe ya emra no be hyen bi no nsam na omo de adibone bia obi kura no hye uniform obi kura na obi kura be kan ba so ye revenge bi obe de no wahu enti no enipa na wawu ne de wo se ahwehwem memom de se nipa wu a wasi ahwehwem ne ehu no kware potin wom.
Now what have you gathered? Omo attack police for nana.
Say and I'm just approaching no.
Okay.
Wontimi ntie one side na won conclude.
Okay.
Ana ne aya ehu wo Ghana so ne say. Oni police fo nya asem a. police for na investigations no mo de wakọ court akọtwetwe on yakobua sekunfo ne bebua wa mokro ya nti aya wonta anya konya ene wo munyi nsem na no se ne nka ebe pe nti me de me no da bia me ka se yen pe committee bi a omo no se eba se bibi se ya wo mo no mbehwehwem na police for no Atlanta ne ehu no kwale potin wo so enti no operations na omo kokọ no but omo nye ne ebeboa o man emfa ewudie ne ewuwu sem because when ye issue pa ha dwen de be nye issue a tese galamsey de no
okay
nye issue a tese galamsey de no
ahafo nkasemu asemu asie me won kakra emu so orema me say ye beda so ani ese armed robbers atoashe police station so akosizi firearms ama womo de firearms na kobokro no ejai suspects are ewo cells enye krono ba akonom koboye omo close to 5 different places ena womo ko robbe including a rural bank and a gold dealership. Sa nature of robbery we net was saying close to 5 different places in one operation, and yaka say until say police if wait me anche armed robbers.
And you know, all the no compare ni esia o amanfo obo wan abaso ya almost abaso body. Mini a otie na me kire.
Me tie pa.
Unse da bia ya me ka se your system no ni hapa ni intelligence a yentimi nya. Na yen so ne ma na asem ni besi ansa ne yetuhu anam tambia no hwa ye reactive ye proactive. Unse ma ka eyo adia eyo but me ebe din be nwanwa se saa niesi no police fu anya ho enfufu ye kra na so man hu ho mframa kra o man te ho mframa atwisia so kakra
enya possible se wo wante
atwitwa so
na sam robbers kwa akobokro no ba bi o mun kan kire obi ana
and the engineer is used word is intelligence the engineer is intelligence. What they say intelligence-led policing.
Yes.
Anna tembiano, ya can be said there is no smoke without fire.
No correct.
Crime be because so I to say biana home popu be see ansana crime na happen.
Including robbery?
Yes. Okay, bullion van issue no.
Mekai.
Eba ye no ante se ne ho to empopuye si ansa na ebe ebesi ewi ase na police fo mienu a omo aka ho kokun omo nua nka busuafo ya edru tama wasi ye dom court ne ye kwom ko kire ekwan ye fa so ne ade na fe ye tie ya ne se ye sa police fo mienu no ye dom ko crime scene ma omo nko ane amro bese ye exchanges mo mawu wanti bi da
ne esi krom hapa
enti de na wasa ye onwanwa de nti na nkofo a omo ka ho omo kum omo nua bullion van omo ye koka ho asem na afi di omo ko omo mienu pe nso na akogu omo a omo no omo ye exchange ne bepem ne police fu ntimi an trace ba bi kro bullet exisi ye hu enti ni nyina ye keka na ebe ko
leadership of the police service.
Oh yes, so ya sempa IGP ne bobo na baso
na say IGP amanu 2 years, which means that Najuma so president eni ana
say me makatro say ya me ma no say ne de medical no we di sankomo
ye di sankomo no
enti me mpese me kom bebre ba kire pefe na no kwere ne say crime rate na ekosoro pa this en ye won ka no kwere enti no o ma ne na so crime rate na ekosoro enti say police fu okra na womo boy ho ban anwro be say nya kokuduro no makoto assurance bibi minu mienu de ene say ye nchina ne ayeremu
who had details na abetodwa na we are told say police for netimi ache 2 of those robbers that is the update but then
I know you're suspect
yes but then police for ne say 2 arrests no maye no happened following a targeted intelligence-led operation. While a manhunt...
Enkobio. No sa intelligence ben omo peke and omo to me am peke intelligence. You see, sometimes they use word wrongly. Intelligence-led operation, intelligence so and so. appears say intelligence na ye commodity bi a ye ton dwa so. Sometimes some use word no cry. Them say sometimes the big cran tiase.
Na chese we no asem na sie we no no munya intelligence de tim kwachi mi no no. Wo asem ne say omo ade no munya intelligence am prevent ade no cry.
Sa na de bia ye ma asem si ansa. Asem si so a within a short time say I intelligent. Sometimes no wo be koma no so ye suspect ani ano. Bibi wonti kroma na ya chinkofo. Ame ye do ma ko prison ye ja on. O maka say intelligence led ye ja on da. Enti ano nya intelligence. E information e raw material no leading wakwa. Bibi ye kasa intelligence a e dia raw material information na why assess you we analysis no e product. Enti me sometimes you know well ye influence one but asam na ye kan emu pa say wo matimi abowura ho abefo wo mutuo nature say sankofo no munim wo nim police ho ana wonte na me kire na asem
say wo ye criminal cd bia wo makoda hoda
aha wo nim police fo no ho wo nim ba bi otuo no wo on ede na ohu ba bi amoyi wo e wo police station ho wo ye chi wo say sa ye do ko hwehwe ba bi a ye di tuo hye
o say bi o mu di tuo si police for no so no mu lidi wo mu ko
ho bibi anase na police for no bi anom ye mielu bi na omudi nipa be 10 kogu ho no enti ye system no te sen e ba ne sanso a na ebusan se ye police for no omo so bambon te sen measures ben na mpanyimfo na yema ye nuanom ma ne you know mlantewa na omo wo nkurase na omudi police no bambon hye ye ben ne ayama wo
because we know officers are no duty could have easily been killed
and na ho asem na me be kan say e ba ne bibi say ya omo protection with him. In fact, baby o hono akwa hu police station na e kamia ye say eni kwan se ye di police no station ni call. E dan bi wo hono mo kra bi wo ho ano e atakwa me dan bi. E bi a wonhu bi da me de me hu bi da. Enam se community ni pe police ni ntino. Yes ye mfa nko hono mo. But enem na ntse connected na enkofo wi abode ni nwan an e kwachi won ntino. Baby a betimi asi police station na enkofa how na amane mo. Enemre nkofo di tuo ne bokro no enti se ye si police station ama ye mlanto wa ne ye nyino mo ho bambon so ho kane se ba se eputupuru obi aba omo so a efan no mu dwane afa ana bibi woni menya adwene sa.
The last IGP after a series of bullion van robberies ma police for bi ewuye e ka se wo mo ma police for no protective vest, bulletproof, near the idea of crab a shebumpu say police officer Bia would be working with a sidearm all the time. Definitely a hunu bibisa. But under this IGP, a clear cut policy Bia and a policy initiative will be or the police a jumanimu a babe sakra police no any ana. Is there something you can point to? Because Mampeni ne 2 years contract your their money. The government spokesperson Ami Atia said, in spite of an existing policy against retirees, to every rule there is an exception. Now we know a security sector. Now we see a man IGP Nembrena and Nepa washas yeno. Etimi swabapa. Ibusa say what the security as in Tibia wahunu. And Nepa bi wo ho a wahunu clear policy initiative bia IGPD ba utimu say man kwan a ebetimi aboa police administration no
say o kan say ade asa papa no ne yaso ya yehu statement na o man ye na so abapa de asa papa ye no ne yehu ye
o chere robberies ni ade
say na opanyin ne ka de abapa ne nie ebi say obetra so no me maka say me nka so wonye bi in fact eniema bebre ho no ma waye a na etese mumu sei na munya kwanya kora ene omo nkasa ene sa ne man wasesa e good for crime you know combat crime aye but me feel say wabre ka won kotra fie na nipa foforo mra na ye nhwe because the strategy na wo use na me hu say eniema no ense dance sign bia oh even dampare wo ho no so ye hu say akromfo kora akoye ese ne o ma ye yi bi ana wo hu bi sa
so ma kotwashe police station so adwe mutu ni
so even though na Emirante wa no kokshi police station ni ade ani e kaseti abasa am robbers e ko no sei no me no nwanwa emu owurem kakra
no chese wa bre
oh say ana me ka say wo saa bia yi mu a nya nsem nyina na metimi dia de atudwa because one ye ka say ye kan ho asam bi ade ba che true ba bia ume obi tra horse IGP amori akra akofom ebetumi abase obi a oye very good we bia particular area bia ofin say wo kokra na ono so e ba no adwuma kora wo so ye wonye wote ya me kire na ase no
me tipa
so obetena ho na won kuna na opese wo de wo na wudie na wo de wo ye de no obi ho no ma
oni akoma se
aha onyere no ho nya adwuma ana don't forget say mpanyimfo no mo soro no obi a won kwala wo hyehyɛ won ase o enti no so won no fin say ne boss bi ana ne nua bi na wo so obedi na for some reason ti no yes okay ya ma ne nkɔ a onkuno ho nya adwuma I'm telling you
but say no so de no good system no we your police ni and fa ho no ne oye IGP you also timi you yam adwuma why are we not addressing suban na war officers no bi ho no
yentimi addressing na because bi akoye politics wonum say dru ba bia sector ho no ye ba etimi kasa asomesi wo ba ntimi nyina mo ye party for ntimi nyina mo nko am ye pamo
enu so ho
aha me say even police ho no mo police ho no mo IGP bi ba otimi kasa kwa we ni we na mo ya papa IGP ba akono kwen for promotion pra me ma otimi kasa adwuma kra stay ma sesamo no no ne mre bi asie du o sanwan IGP ba ide ko to workshop ne no ye charge no
yeah
enti eba ne sa ono no nkwala na edi na chi no wo station bi di se mi kuro mu sanse a ofin so obekunu hu ayadwuma enti sa ne man kitinkitin nyina wo ho enti yo wonu tra ho 2 years no wo implications kitinkitin bebre a wo se aban no any police council mo hwase no mo ye ne yi ebi se menasefo aba ho no te se na dan pare ho na me ka se ade ebe pam no police fo bo se no we menasefo na hwase edidi ba so at here
so 2 years here they can ho money what should be the focus
I know the ono na was what do because me feel say etuo won system ni mu a e was wo ka ho asem na agitituo me nu mi oni aketuo ho asem me feel say nyetuo na nkofo ekura se nko mu ntimi ko police station won ko di nsem hu no
okay
etuo ya de ba ako ana drugs ya de ba ako ana indiscipline e wo mabunu no mu no e ya de ba ako ana ono ankasa nso ne man e bi ye unprofessional e bi ye indiscipline
okay
enti issues I was address in the doors but so obetimi agye no sane bi a yemu bi ne ye pɛ no de e ho no de mi hye da nyididie wo mu sa
ye be ko bronya security outlook from your point of view to saying diasporans bebre beba e be 30 December African Americans here ne kra me guest bi be ne there are a lot of things going to happen events ahodo be koso we any assurance from the police bibia be koso kama obi anka na come to omuyem na they have everything under control. What's the outlook for you like in terms of security towards the Christmas holidays?
We won't say do sabre ya enye kra meka say ye
adentia
because me nye nipa me bu nipa bem
okay
but senior me pen say ye betu omo ba no fo na ya kan say omo bampo omo personal security no enye wo ma de esombo
personal security if we need to Ghana police no susana bajire
yes and yet any say bibi onipa bia wo wiase no wo security ankasa no 70% ye wo ne kura wo
ampa
sabi wo to studio wey se bibi si na wan frɛ bia police fo a me wogidie sɛ omu hu ana wo da na wo say Ghana police for am assurance wo dan wontum a enye wadwen sa am Robert mo be catch assurance ho nti no want wo dem pia ma ho enti personal security hu hia sabi wo ko ba bi na wo kodidi na obi di aduru agu nsuo na wo so nsuo no amia na ampia fa mu hu anye police for na ebe ka kire wo say ye say yo enti eye basic security tips sabri ye hia me kra no sabri nke wo senka police for ne media for na hyase e kire so wo fo taxi a na hu driver na nim wo yese a ebi a wo suspect say yese ebi a wo yoba na wo be fo car chaka ne number nefa sɛ ne uni asɛ me free ko sɛ yo wote kem na won ko akasa yen kyerɛkyerɛ saa ne ma no ɛba sa deter criminals no ba be ka no wa saa obi wɔ hɔ no mu a wɔyɛ akwa be so yɛ jukon greenhorn onim hwee enti ne ma nketenkete onhu ani anim sɛ aba centers no na na cities no nkɔfo bebree baabi wɔ kora ya nansan ya te sɛ omtumi de empty trotro kosi baabi na ɔmo ahyɛ da loadu nipa bi ko ɔmo sɛ kaa ho ɔde na ɔmo de ɔmo akɔfa baabi na ɔmo akɔrɔbo nti saa nneɛma nketenkete nyinaa na wɔsɔ mpa na ɔmo ne mo bɛkasa na ɔmo educate nkɔfo TV so radio so wɔn sɛ nneɛma ɛkyerɛ no ɛno na ɛbɛboa sen sɛ nneɛ wabɛka ne saa no Ghana police no sɛbe ahɔhoɔ na ɛba no obi akɔ nipa baako bɛdi n'akyi ana that's not possible. Enti no assurances na wɔn de ɛma no deɛ ɛyɛ but nneɛma ka no sɛ obi biala a wotie me o personal security ho hia
fa o personal security hyewa wonsem
fa hyewa wonsem at least 70% deɛ yɛ wa wo deɛ want to tuni ye na sɛ ai ajagraja sɛ sɛ bi wo makwase bi kun a wawu nkwase wu
my tips ne kakra
ebi na me ka kyerɛ wo especially maayiwa no wo kɔtena kaa mu na wo kɔ baabi a woni mu hɔ a kaka no number unya taxi driver no kra na as driver no number so uber o se hwan twa fa send wunua bi ana ma bi wo konso ama driver no hu se wuni wo bi kasa wa fa car no ma so so eba ne sa wa dwumboni bi obey careful utie na me kire
yeah
udru ba bi na ofin se o ka tense ya dru he o aka akra ne madu sometimes kwa wuni obi a wo frɛ no but wo be share that the phone na tua wa so se wo kasa o me ya aba won twa akami anu so nya we se wuni ba bi a wo kɔ no eno no boa
okay
two sabe obi a wo fi a wo kɔ da make sure say wo pono no wa yɛ dɛ what to
atum
obi o ba especially ba bi a aya ye no no ya kitchen no no you proof na o burglar proof na o ho burglar proof no so wa nye ni ya say so om de a jack we bi eba om timi di twa entini nyina wo say ye hwɛ ne ye ni ye bibi ne man kitengiti ya doso no ka say me ka
ye ben bronya na ye be sheda a detailed conversation on this matter personal security ne ne was say
me private security company by education
okay
enti do on ma mema in charge of operation na ba ho no ba educate public e fa ya mo be fa so a e betimi aboa nkofo na omo aboa mo ban
Paul meda say we na ye den komo na si ha no mo obo ade nhira wo
bo ade nhira wo so
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye ba ko pe
na sema ye kan tie we abrantie bi fa car e was Santase roundabout Kumase. You say new trek up a taxi driver for now mo ya kromfo ni bi yuso no no. Tie we na ya no ahye no so ma me.
Ade bi e kosu Kumase e wo semeka. Mo aya na motafa dropping anadwo. Mu gina car na mo ni driver ne kan wie na makotena front seat no. Aya mo nye very careful. Se wo gina taxi e fa dropping. Na so ne ka wie na bia wo bie back door na so catch us back door na lock it but na front a me pa chow din kan ma ne so car ni mu light na nsan na wafo car no utra car ni ma din kan ma ne so car ni mu light no ansan na wafo car no na hwemu ansan na wafo na nsen ma nya careful a ka asem to me Santase about anadwo be 12 mitu kwan ti mi bedru ye na mi nya car and me gina musa taxi be train and me gina driver na me so senior me kwa insign obaje me send us obaje 50 cedis enti me yasa me betena car ni me bie back door no me bie door na door ni bie and I catch me say door na say enti be ya me betena front seat enti me bie front door no and na me mother frame na adwo no wo frame busam se madru fi ana enti wo frame no say ya na e phone ye nya call ya na touch no e flash ti mi yi me phone no me yese me yi phone na ansa na matena kan ti mi yi phone no na phone no touch no e flash talk car na mu so obi da back seat no or da back seat no e form ho when na mechi bia wo tena kan ma do na isi no ni pan da o kete and am catch that senior na na car na o mi gina wo den kwase na mudi misa no by this time wo me fa drop na obi da car ni mche se wo bobo me krono na sesen fa wo jimi kwana me to do ni ti me to do ni me wan say
Also catch him say make Jimmy cry, me three na ye. To also do some task run about a baby at also church on it. Also forestry guard for you, forestry guard for you. Yes.
98.9.
To me, I say kind of couldn't even do a forestry guard for not a sam banach or bar reverse. Or more on the size will be anyone take or mobile attacking me. Timmy will say can mean to almost a bar reverse. And I'm sure come take a kind of them inside. So musi, Obia me imagine kana, meaning say driver and quantity no. Me and so be so see Africa and Ekutasakai. Ah, Kutasakai by can't say Blantyne Libino. And to me, them inside a share my tongue said, I said, a pestry shaman. Me actor said, I said, 2 shaman. Aha, maybe them inside a call me west side, they said, I said, 2 shaman me being to me say, be you. And I'm here fast and I'm more for car that is a tipper.
Okay, so where will be personal experience, no, fatu ko to Dwemuna. Aya wonso so watu sana money be mo ani na ho na ye careful bro nya mu ne ye kono but me fa security ho komo no ntwere ho na me nkodi adwumayefo nso botomu nso nkomo because me ne wo ka say your new year's gift PRC for the mayen 9% plus increment in electricity tariffs and a 15% e wo nsuo mu na aban any organized labor so a negotiate minimum wage 2026 yede be magana adwumayefo eno ye 9%. TUC 4 ka ho asem sen chairman MTUC Bernard Owusu adwane mu ahoma no so yenkona yene ne nkodi enkomo emfa sa ensem yi ho so also timi nka Happy FM su ne memo adwo wempo de aha memo aha
eje oso bi ni afani
kasa ya che nyame adome ho ye pa
no correct
na boko TUC de
boko so enye boko sa
mia me hwa when was dabe na mu ne aban wie negotiation towards affair ibesimu
I think that was last 2 weeks date no I'm not too sure about the date
okay but last 2 weeks
yeah about 2 weeks you have said 2 weeks ago yeah
Inti 2 weeks in temuya na utility tariffs nso aba akosro na TUC for mu the statement bi aba bontene mo se ida se aban ebe tariffs no so na obeyi free ho na wa maintain mo 9% ana se obeto mo 9% ni mu ama abro tariffs no so kire mu nsemu kakra mayen mo ese mo reject sa utility tariffs yi na mo reject ya terms ben na mo de to aban nanim
yedi kan no echia Ghana adwumayefo nyina omo Ghana nyina na asemwe no aboy pusa kakra ekusi se sebi untimi maye 9% na onfetri emeje 9% no ensanfa nsuo bo so de ensanfa nka ho na we nyina no de yeka nyina no sakoye se Robin Peter to people say odi ade na mama no asanfa travel beji already Ghana adwumayefo aketua na sika yodi kofie do enya de a sebi emu odu wo hwe across the West African region sika Ghana for your minimum wage ni ade no e wo fom ye ni aban atwe homumu mea wo hwe ye mede kra na ye ka say instead of say ye be ma ye minimum wage no and ka ban emma ye living wage no we will take in consideration of your friends and electricity water or transport no bibia na ye de amount and no betimi aye den edu akofie na the mind is here and flying kutu fie ya chiche ya bo so na aban say 9% this are 7 kra no ya sema yentimi kra ni ya adwumayefo no ebufu aba even sika kra na mo de ma kra no kra yenyantu ayeka afi ne ba bachi na ye koda kosore ya aban the way asabati yeso eti de ka nyina ne say abayi sadi ya pesa woje no is either say 9% now the my and we increase here and now but the what the aban be sign na ye sinkunya ye nhwa ne bobre but the omodia buy is here there enya de ya beji atu enti ye kan ye ho abom na ye ne ye nkofo akasa Monday ye be a major press conference ye be outline and normal ye pese ye ta aban entie de ye kana ye pese ye no they are to aban
na
Ghana adwumayɛfoɔ
so betwasia you are not so concentrated on the tariff increment ne mo wages no and e was say aban ne yehu bribi say be ya mo betimi atua saa increment.
Oh, not that one. We are our concentration is on the Omodia Bay. Say it's Katiane de any day on Betia. As to time on Betia na change. But already on Betia. But the Omodia Bat is here ya babe kahun. I was I feel no no electricity to Mumbai. Baku by Baku minu aba. Ni nyina no ohwa na labor ye din because na you feel say so why increasing is yen so benya bibi even aban kra be kaya your last negotiation here na aban promises say because of inflation baba form ntino nka this time around negotiation aye ba no nka betimi aye den akosro nanso ye kwaye no omko tran ye no nsema like nkomo aye no mudi ne no omo twen no 9% no mutimi de maaye sebi nya dia na so ani nanso no yesi so obi etimi wa opagya uyi
oro kawa fa wa beti
enti no eja wono papa ya ade na wo papa so we na metimi sometimes no ye hwe ne saa na eja se be ya ye nyina no o ma no koso enti no but untimi ma me 9 na won sa meje 9 emfrem free minsem na nsa mfa nsuo ade enso nya den emeka ho eyesa na no minia eya ani ha han nti de eka nyina ne sa aban we de adabraka we akofa free and fakoto na ye 9% no ye nkram
on withdraw utility tariffs da akosro no
pacho pepe ana say omo de bi beka 9% na omo de amai no because we to be ma 9% na won sam beji 9% utility and free meter already electricity minia say we obi asabi wo de wo even fan kra da wo fie na wo light back e wo fie as ejumani a every prepaid ahene yeto every day and now a week ahena prepaid bo e wo soro light already light bo e wo soro ye nyina ye ni say electricity nya dia that form na so the rate you tell electricity wo kroma no anu oshi awe for feed kesi so na memmo yewura ni lamte vandapoy mate say wakan over be say electricity a year a friend is saying aban no dia ban e wosoro nti aban hwebi I think say these are the people I was here we call them statement because ade enye de na enye irrespective of maybe your political party that you belong or whatever your mind ye chichiri say be ya ye nyina no say be ho be hen han ye ye kan tra ban say yesre we de adabraka onfa tuo nkotri bia etwere na ye nyina no ye nya yasomdue na yentimi enko ye nyuma so sane etie because already ye krum ha there is no subsidy in anything transportation even kra ukra sika kra opeka kra wunya adwuma ye 40 mi pon fi adwuma ubeko other terminal stations 37 in the rest enko fujina wapon adwuma be 6 o'clock ube free kwakodru fie na kobo be 11 okodru fie nso na ba bia odi uchi be kwakoto light kakra nso be kwakodam nso no nso boya ni ana no oche ti we de chopa ne ye pass aban emma ye mpese bibia be ya ma eja yakoye niam bia emfa friend say asumdwe ma na ye nyina ye timi atrasumdwe mu na adwumayefo anya mo asumdwe dia ye adwuma no amini say aban ye ka say obetie na wo de aye na ye nyina no yatra asumdwe mpoko
Bernard de bi se TUC ayewei obobo anema bi so a anka omanfo behwe nimu se mugina ho ma adwumayefo dodo na ano eya mo ntwen ma sansem inkodu te se tariffs akosoro ama minimum wage wo fomu ansa na ma complain ho bibi te se adwumayefo wo mo akoni abadie anopa ene anwumre a wo mo kwa adwuma no mapon adwuma the public transport system wo maimu eflisi Ghana adwumayefo as TUC mon shedan fa nimpo as a topic to deal with anampo se mobeye ehon advocacy yeka se GPRTU ekamu TUC fo ho enso adraba fo a ema adwumayefo kwa ho hiahia mu yi yenka wo mo hwe Eji say minimum wage asem ya bay ene ekoba. Quite apart from that, are other things affect Ghana adwumayɛfoɔ bebree. And now we can say a dollar ejina baby ejina in fact stability abem inflation ɛwɔ form. And so Ghana adwadifoɔ bebree ayo madwene sɛ wɔn tete nneɛma so. Where is the voice of TUC in all of this? Wonsusu sɛ edumre was said TUC no more vibrant and relevant on a day-to-day basis in terms of nneɛma Emma Ghana for ɛde ɔmo kwa ho hiem.
Minia, so the TUC has been in existence for some time now.
A long time.
And you know, they said the TUC has been in existence for some time now. It's like I said, TUC is about 80 years. And as I speak to you, Noma yedi egu akwenu bi na anofe refer to we frame me am able boss. So woka say yen kan ho asem a ebia na ye ebia mona ebia monty, but every time there will be a budget no. A TUC comes out with a budget proposal at the command buying. Buying a bill or how more incorporate some of our inputs. Yaki cancer no more way na ewum. You will create media forums near the other. But yeah, the criminal media and also sometimes you don't know maybe either a deliberate or either a deliberate and I say be a oversight. And no man be how you can't there. You find my bunting. Now I'm saying there has been a trend. Sometimes even you issue statement, Krana, you find it difficult for what do you call the main media house,
mainstream media,
media no. The issues cried at the babon things near the other. And you say, what was a GPRTU or my bar with prices? I was transport for an edge. We are Kubiano, so one of my sorting a woman. You know, Mokasa, you go to the terminals near the new Mudim Komo, and no Mokasa. It's a very good idea and a good suggestion. We also take it into consideration going forward. You'll be hearing us more.
We would love to hear you more, and not just hear you. You must be vociferous. I was say a nibre bamun kasenimu because we came. Mainstream media say as a famous statement serious. Your mamu prominence or mainstream media muno. Ebi a mobet na sinama sese because I say public na ho toso wo TUC muno ato ba ha kakra. Money for us the citizens, the last stop of advocacy. Say assembly to a man for na TUC for the omhuji mu a. Ye nyina enim say no na ban fa ne serious. But over the years no, I say woman for ahun toso wo mu no akọ from December last year galamsey hu nsem e koba ye ene pussyfoot ye kokos unsusu se wenum nyina ka ho bi na ma asa manfo abremu na ye hunu mo relevance.
Minia last year galamsey nsem e course no. So a stand that TUC is taking here no was a very good stand. You're politicians. We speak for the voiceless. Na adie bia bia no ye de oman no edikan ye ne ye call ne wokatra aban declare state of emergency on Galamsey aban revoke the airline your mining or your friends forest and then aban no take an initiative e dey say dey call parliament Emma or can say your friend is a state of emergency no at that time no say who declare state of emergency Enya dia your friend is a Galamsey no a bit stop it immediately but a process. And you know, yema abine kwine na abino and she share no ma obetimi aye sa no man. Apart from that, there were things ye catch abine so on ye on for soldier for near the because when abine be jai sa no man. No, there were no soldiers going around to stop people from Galamsey near there. The government was doing it. So we saw that, look, if what could the power could be an idea back what would there be the need for us to shut the entire country down in the name of, say, Oman declare your friend is saying state of emergency, and now say, a year You can say airline yede etu agudie wo your friend say forest. And sometimes na ya na ebia communication ana ebia ntiase bi na ya bia na omanfo no bi enye den ntiase. And now omanfo no bi so person sometimes you use your politics. But the TUC is not a political organ. We favor one political party and whatever. We are neutral and we behave as neutrals and ensure that what is going to help the ordinary Ghanaian is what we will fight for. And she said, among for be more anti-Asia, that is how it is.
Inti worst case scenario, the Employment and Labor Relations Minister, or say, baby, I'm watching common as if you know, more negotiations because, no, take or leave it, and I say, Monfa way, and now Monfa way, common be ding. Now you have started from a very difficult position, Ebema negotiation, no, higher than Panamunya, rather open-minded towards Sankomwe.
Oh, Minia, we have never been in a very difficult and until sometimes, Edimu essay, TUC, what we're expecting from TUC to do, we are not doing what. We always believe in social dialogue, whereby we will sit on the negotiation table to negotiate on a very, good manner, with very clear mind, without any malice or whatever. But if government also respect us, I believe that they should have also reached out to us to also get our input. Because you see, the PURC was going around the whole country talking to your friend and saying all the stakeholders that involved about utility and water and other stuff. Let's ask the PURC what happened to that. Your friend is saying outreach program and no more. It was curtailed at a point, and we understand that a call came from somewhere, and all of a sudden prices were determined for them to come and announce.
Really? Not just a process I firm would determine tariffs you can and near faso.
That is what we are told.
Now, the TUC for would PURC board also.
Because we are aware. Say they were going around across the country to engage stakeholders to ensure that we all agree into one price, which a formula which you agree on. But this is what we are told.
Say call be free baby by no muja public engagement, and you determine prices in the ma.
That is what we are told.
Now TUC for would PURC board no so.
Yes, we are. We are on the board.
Say.
Well, if we are on the board, we are one on the board.
But you are there. You are there in the interest of Ghanaian workers, isn't it?
That is why we are out here talking.
Did you talk at the board level?
Yes, we have.
Happy FM 98.9.
Now response ben amunyae.
Minya si nya response papa senka ye makrum emeye de ye.
And yes o sama no ye din chen sei.
Enti minya bibia no ahyase no ewo de ye hye no ne de ba bia de ka kodru. Eno nti na ya start ya kan ye nti ase e de atre amansa nyina se light any issue ebo na ya tum ba bia ya tum akodru no. Enya de ya borto so. Enti raban entwensan ana aban fa bi nka yaketua ntum no omde pae no. Sa aban anya sa Monday eko no. Ye be share your structures no. Na de wo se ye catch aban no, ye be catch no.
How far are you willing to go on this?
When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it.
Bernard Medas in Nadi and Comunesia.
Bernard, friend said,
Bismark Brown, Mr. Medasi.
Bismark Brown, Medasi, I could point you out now.
Bernard Owusu, a chairman, Emma Trades Union Congress, TUC. Meaning what you make of this conversation, and the security conversation, and then you can't want yedi and away in Yinada. What's the resource whom come His Excellency the President in Anwa Tumubi? He has moved away from the politicking and the partisanship. Or so let's go back to basic education. Or a spot on an ane nyajene. Bra, na yendi enkomo. Na, Jumedia Kasia Happy FM, ye no bosumi biano. ade a afi nso bosumi nso ebeba so den Happy on Wheels Kaneshi South Sub Metro munya ready isane say mombre nie ayede Happy on Wheels bremo. Don't miss out on this opportunity isane say your voice is your power brabe kasa efa impuntuo ne asetene mu ensemo ho yebekɔ so ewo Kaneshi Market Thursday the 18th of December 2025. This will be the last to crown the year. Ebesha say 2 p.m. Na ya sorry so no nsia pepepe. Na yebe engage the leadership of the municipal assembly. Assembly members na afei so adwadifo ene a driver for nkabomuko na ya hwese ne asetena mutie ewo ho. Remember say ebeba so on the 18th of October 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. sharp. Mema Rainfi. Special.
Yes, sir. Utility bills. Ade ekumo mine. Muni pet mu pa. Na emse papa na ne di nkomo edu ba bi na ne nkomo na say
TUC for muji dey so betimi fight aban.
Eno na make say they no see can asem ne dey na I say
politicians
much we do about nothing.
Politicians na neutralize baby a.
As institutions wo Ghana ha no.
Neutralize baby a.
Adenja.
So mu no mo jeje mo.
Emra no na ama ho kwan.
Emra ben
Ghana constitution no.
The TUC ani enimu in the 80s na nyanu ni o. Those days in TUC for go so
any mine workers union program ho a.
Any TUC omni aban kwa meeting na wano adu.
We say mines workers union so crazy omo. Na is it
na railway workers ko mutimi tete aban sa.
But you say there sa ankofo ni
the mother group TUC no omano adwo. They can't speak for the Ghanaian.
And I want to say you increase wage bill. Minimum wage.
Yeah, minimum wage.
9%. Now, Yasaka just said 9%, yimu 15% kutia water bill.
Me yimu 9% in suit electricity. Into baby is 24.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, any minimum wage 9% now the buy no.
As soon as one is.
As soon as one is.
Na mibo, why in a wa ben mu? Is there no coordination and communication? Because
maybe
2 weeks ago, and our money are buying negotiating minimum wage.
Yeah.
9%.
9% per paper.
Now, NRA. PURC increase electricity and water bill. What can you number 24%? Is the case? Is it the case? Say, and far buying who say, near me, they made my phone, and far one in your
water bill, the light bill.
No, but say, I mean, minimum wage,
yeah, buying the person channel. Say, you're Juma for. Any tia water bill and light bill. Yes. It is our dream say you my phone to a water bill and a light bill. Go be subsidize it.
And yes, subsidy impo. I mean, what negotiating 9%
at minimum
wage. Now the same government increases electricity and water
15.
I mean,
point something.
What cabo more 24% plus.
Yes, plus.
And no me busa say. I'm buying no many workers no ho.
Sanity. Hey, eti obeso chose one worker no. Enyo na atua na water bill and light bill no. Because we do one
out here kra mfa no ho.
Yes.
When you atum.
Utia kra mfa no ho.
We so na medem asefa kotu.
Na man ya timu ade bia aban. EpaHoaDaben. Esika ono gigiche individuals. Ega me hu yesu kom ye dia enka aban mom na gi individuals he de. Obeso ya. So say bia oman no citizen bia water bill otua emu odin dodo. They say COVID by ya and go for be some de ache. Edu ye later say. And the crowd and fun is a COVID time no. Oti amount for bed in so mutimi kwa adwuma e bia ketu ya mane ade. Tinki emfa say aban
every more den no osoyasene.
But this is the case. What maintain dollar more ade. This is the case inflation above from enuane bo nkosoro. But still your co-marketer enuane no bo na enkoso no eno so eni form p comparatively to dollar na niema na ewo system ni mu na yes inflation ni niema be form. At the same time much say dollar nkoso inflation no form identity yes increase water bill and light bill. Bibi
me when niema mu gina so mo di increase water and light bill e dollar no any inflation your macroeconomic indicators.
But at the end of me answer, what have you on the light bills? What's steady power? Year be I am 2 times about. So what's steady power? In 2024, NPP 4 times.
It's me more than twice in a
and I make it so when your crown
every quarter. No,
yes,
PURC a quarterly review.
Yes,
into anya once and then twice.
In 2024,
4 times in a year.
In a year. Now who tumba not 15 point something. What to win 9 point something. Now at the end of the day, no. Next year, that is January. And no may not almost getting another increment.
Yeah.
It is out to 15 now.
So
what it means all the 3%, 4% best have to so.
Increment you can a multi-year.
Yes.
Until within the first quarter, another increment best
samba. And I make us say no may no. No massa the another increment. I feel now because say ABS have no crown in my page because for now, meaning say dollar near there maintaining. Don't want to the fact say contractors near the sika near the and a binary hot in the maybe or review BB. It is sika would be to your carcass, you know. In young coy, and I was awarded Binsuno and shed the young raw. It's what it means that Tiasi whom say, Uber to me, I'm maintaining him, and I know so cross out that chair. Dollar ya this is cabin to the Simon Nijanayo. Next year they can now over the contracts. Uchia
besides that 8 years car.
Would me and
inflation, what when you inflation, never some
because we go to me confess cabin free baby and so what it means is Sabre and Yamamu Bay Diama, Sabre no so what the guy increase when that. And can come fees are buying. Then Kubetia and said, this time year, one maintaining dollar. Come on, finishing and one maintaining year. Inflation one maintaining year. What has the 8 points? I think 8.0 now.
Inflation is 6 now.
6.3. And yes, 6.3. So to what me maintaining Sanema winner. This is the time I guess all my mind tells us. Material winning there.
Because Shadi or Facebook, eh?
Yes.
Both locally. Every the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
Consumer Price Index. Any the rate of inflation for November 2025.
Yes.
Ministry of Finance said, Bra Facebook never. Both locally produced and imported items are stabilizing. Local inflation is down to 6.8% in November.
Yes.
From 8.0 or 8% in October. While imported inflation has eased further to 5% in November from 7.8% in October. So we are not just both imported imported items.
Yes.
The rate at which your cost any the rate at which your cost okay. The same finance ministry. You call the next slide, Collins. The same finance ministry say food inflation fell sharply from 9.5% in October
to 6.6%
in November.
And
showing a strong because all here not just say in October now the rate at which in any cost 9.5%. In November, a swati from 9.5% to 6.6%.
It's young fun to say we 2.1 and that's what you because we are 9.5, yes. We are 6.6. Yes. It's between that no. Next is a 2 point something. That's what it almost 3. Good.
Let's take the last slide.
Yeah.
Collins, the last slide, the red background, you know. Now the last slide, you know, say Ghana's inflation has dropped to 6.3% in November 2025. The lowest since the 2021 rebasing and the 11th straight month of decline.
Yeah.
Apart from food inflation,
yes,
imported inflation,
yes,
any local inflation, no, the general inflation also about 6.3%. But when I don't think to electricity in water.
Yes, that is something.
Or just say in your name boaba form.
Yeah, the question baby.
Into where you pressure the free or the beshe baby.
Na say na what is why I don't understand.
And only robbing a bill to pay for your TUC for
but I buy here na me translate TUC no dia mbese meti omudin because asem ne ba omo wada ho ade ba ko pe ade simple a ke say TUC hu say o we dey enkacha buy ne say yuntua kilantua omo ni sa wode no ba we dey omo so organize across the country.
Number Monday and Sunday hunu ni ombeye. na TUC ya yenimi anyway eba o musika sem de ya no mani edin
yes
magalam say ni nema de ya na so mo atwen
ba me de no crasem ne say bibi yemfa ade bi nto electricity bills na ya twamene bo e no mo be start no in fact o to ade mu 15 point
ya mo atwamene bo sa
ba say yes ye ni ye me abai na sem ne title ba ko o kai brebi abese ko say better Ghana agenda
we say a reset
e chese ne ma say ne ma jegu you can reset as I say
o
shadu
na ne mu ye din
mo endi ameka say atwamene reset no afi na efrase obu and I every you started to water bill, light bill move to 15 point something, 9 point something. Now was increase will be the minimum wage 9. Now say reset in year. That's how then it is set already. Yeah, impona kana boy de share no foforo no. Afi na apekwan a obe hedge di akohye sa akadem no. Ene be den.
Ma membu set here for anyone here Facebook live say money finance ministry ya adwene on the food inflation figures are ordered to job because at the end of the day, say you say food inflation I drop to 6.3% in the month of November. It was say a translate a bottom. Okojumua. It was say Okojumua. Now watch back. Oto at the end of 5 cities within that same week. It was say 5 cities.
Now within a month, it's regional.
It was say yes, within a month. Are we able to confirm say the rate of inflation and finance ministry ne dia maye no sa na ekoso odwomu ana a lot of people say there is no link omati say inflation about 6.3% and so da bia ukodwomu ana ne mabo ekofo ekosoro obi abeka choso ukodwomu say ne mabo akosoro but there are others who also tell you say indeed ene mabo nso akofo but to help us understand this whole inflation and why people cannot connect to it. Menkwa homa no so. Na mene Dr. Evans Nunu endi ehon komo kakra na won fe enko econs class. Na ehwese betima break some of these things down. Dr. Nunu ti menka happy soon me mo ajo.
Yo.
Mete won ka che na boko de.
Nyamiado best won ka che papa nyamiado bibia boko.
Na na no ubu ayi na ni no so nya bebre de.
Almost 1,000.
Wow. 1,000. Wow. Okay, yesusu coins nkwa 1,000 Ghana. Last obu ani no twa picture de kire me say isu na wo call ye no baby akoduo nie. We almost 1,000. Wow. Coins nkwa.
Yes. Coins nkwa.
Ese o se nyina save o.
Yes, it's very important because also in Kakana and because I had my operative oil and gas sector, I set up some firms for consultants in the identity. And over there, I realized that and then put a normal massacre, but coming from 2015, most of the margins, coins.
Okay.
Me who say, now coins, but it can be there 45,000 let's say, so multiply by 1 3 I see. And my message I just may pay attention to coins issue, but what gather people say I be brave and it's sometimes 6 months 1 year now when I'm over 600 1,000 Ghana.
Amount for book coins in so crowd.
Amount for mono but I will see a bunu eska.
Yankasi kasabna na many etie for a share some figures of finance ministry dia betu dwa Collins help us na watch that about food inflation falling sharply from 9.5% to 6.6%. Imported inflation so I drop it and a general inflation so I drop it but then they PRC for reasons some of their two electricity tariffs ni issue the same inflation omo ka ho asem and na exchange rate in some ka ho asem side indicators we nyina so e look very positive for buying as an ko bi se ogina no so e de a review pricing na e wasanka mumu no etiba form. You have labor on the other side. Omoka say 9% depend on money abayin timi agree ya yede mo minimum wage. Na omo beto mo ani so ani omu hunu nie. Sa inflation figures ni exchange rate ya ye hui. Aden na eba abayin cost eni ne ntumu mu a ye hu ehu insunsuanso wo ho. Bibusa sa because abayin is straight dwadifo so omo nti omo niam so because dollar no are stable and inflation so above form yet aban no nneɛma a wɔ yɛtua ho ka ne deɛ ɛkɔ soro mu instead sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ɛba fam. Is there some economic explanation for this?
Yes, to some extent, but it do also many people be na by adwin say preposterous. Study any so and let me, in order not to lose my thoughts, let me start from the start. I would say the last time I'm a morning show host, you know, they didn't know you am kakra. Very nice.
Good.
Exactly. Then no, on the interview on a similar the same issue. Now I extracted so my main call online. I me share me monitor more program morning show no share. Surprisingly, me call online or be a phone line or so. They were speaking against economy. So I didn't have to musa because changing inflation about for normal over form. So I realized that if you can put your margin some tears here, but say you can tears here, boy, yankasa, yakuma.
Boy, need tears here.
But the attorney say, about inflation. And let me put on record. Say my hope is that the figures have integrity.
Hey, sir.
That is my hope.
I don't want doubts, Biana.
Oh, many doubts, because me cite any alternative data. First,
okay.
World Bank for the IMF for no. If we have to beg for funds and ask a grant and ask a call IMF, yeah, no, almost to me, whatever, you know, every finding out what is happening now. Almost me my data, it me conflict with what we know. But for now, not yet. Me who be this, and I will share the previous government now. Under the government, you know, Ghana Statistical Service perform so like marvelously. And one of the institutions are that the way you and I also figure the buy in and that is solid. To understand, the World Bank for any IMF for around, they never had any reason to complain. I think say maybe another work complex the debt figures are near one. But in general, no, I think they were very comfortable with our data. My hope is that current Ghana Statistical Service will also air to us, because I had several interviews in the course of the week, and no many bear 2 stations in Nakasa, and women now raise questions as to the integrity of the data na airbano, because then you see air fall a decline sharply, and I think that some people have doubts, but I have always maintained that in the meantime, no, alternative data, I don't have the resources to do the calculation, because inflation basket, no. Goods and services and SI across the various regions. As an individual, you cannot have the resources to conduct research across board to gather the necessary primary data to calculate it. Even if you have the base year in mind, everything, you can't do it because of resources. So let's stick to what we have now. And what I'm saying is that my hope is that the integrity of the data can be trusted. It's trustworthy one. Putting that aside, share inflation any direct impact on decline of general price levels. Inflation carry the normal English meaning. You can say obi inflate bibia, there's the biaka. If you can say inflate the tire, let's just say pump kakraka.
Okay.
And I say you can say deflate here, yes, reduce the air a woman.
Yeah.
Deflation and inflation carry one normal English meaning. No? If you can say inflation is 6%, it means that a normal boy costs up by 6%. And that's a normal boy ever form. So anytime you hear inflation, it means that something is being added. So even if it is 1% inflation, it means that prices 1% of something is being added onto something.
Yeah.
It is you can say inflation, and that's a wide limit. There was a normal boy here. It is not consistent with economic principle. But then, say it may record disinflation to a certain limit. It means deflation. Because for now, we are recording disinflation, and disinflation is different from deflation. Disinflation means that you are reducing the level of inflation. No? But what mean more than, especially with the supply side, no, what mean increase production and outweigh demand. It is possible, so which means I record deflation, which is not normally the case in most even advanced economies, you know, because in economics, you know, we believe that inflation, so economic growth ever. It's no government in its right senses and about fighting for deflation because it's kind of disincentive to producers, and it doesn't boost economic activities, and Obiabe complains because the economy will be dry, and people are looking for employment. So when you are recording deflation, you should not be happy because it has adverse effects, all things being equal, on the level of employment in the system. But then once we are recording a declining level of inflation, doesn't mean I was a normal so bad. Say exchange rate na so exchange rate eba from the ya many obi aya adwen say I was a normal bi bo etumi ba from and a fact. The only justification could be inventory hangover and our stock hangover. Say you confirm normal answer exchange rate no eba from and only the me no buy but after a while from January yenya declining exchange rates are no and that's a city no appreciate it to some extent no. I don't think that any business person, any importer will have the guts to tell us a stock hangover. I disagree with whoever propounds that theory. However, and yet normally in Ansona, affected by importation, and I say import, it be domestically produced because obi dianya adwa, and I say odia plantain or Ghana. Now I say exchange rate aba from to something about it doesn't make economic sense. But you would agree with me that there are so many things we import in this country. So in general, we should see some level of decline in prices because we are import driven and now we are overly dependent on import. Then exchange rate, and after a while, we should see a decline. And some, and maybe Ukraine, Ghana has raw materials, imported. Those ones to with time, we should see their prices coming down. They say, I'm not from any either say a cartel, and I say some impediment in the market system. Let me give you a typical example. The person bought Krobiedi, but near investigation, as I say, Woba, Asante region, and some other regions are. The person bought position, the bank will be powerful to be in the Kremu. Oko market now, you will keep people are. So when two nominate from where they will not allow you to sell in the market because they are powerful. One money coffee no money back, no money distributed. Now, one coffee no money back, one money determine prices are. One way a better no. Now almost on the market. It means that artificially they can hijack prices at that level.
Okay.
And no matter how, though they are importing some of the products, no matter how our exchange rate would fare in the system, they decide to sell at what price. And it's because they are so powerful that they don't allow other market players to have influence. So I say artificially, they've created some barriers. It makes it very difficult to compete. So we are not having a perfect competitive market. I economics. I say it's some form of oligopoly and monopoly at play. Oh, forgive me if I'm sounding so technical. And so that is it. So I think that I have explained enough. Say inflation doesn't mean decline, but exchange rate declining should have all things being equal. A declining effect on general price level. There is something you said. Then I will pause if you have questions about utility.
Yeah.
You see, sir, at the end of many ECG for any water for a year, sir, engagement, I think a year or two ago on multimedia for channels needy. But you see, I seriously disagree with them because what can them say inflation, any exchange rate, and I'm water to no more. For me, it doesn't even make sense. So they are working. Exchange rate, I buy another woman. Your friend is saying inflation, back from. And he say inflation, back from Krana. That's the end, no one point the factor now. Exchange rate is why you pass. So why do you just stand up and tell us because of inflation, the exchange rate, what they are working to no more? Meanwhile, justification of what they are making now, and fact, it's a walk and I won't pay all the catch there. And they are working on for me, it doesn't sound too well, especially with the bit about the exchange rate.
Your point is that PRC reasons any economically sound.
No, I don't think it's sound because look, exchange rate based on and exchange rate idea running through all their price build up.
Exactly.
Factor in exchange rate. But time exchange rate was low. Now and one more day. Inflation was the same thing. Ababa from now the same. But you see, anka sɛ nipa nyina me bɛyɛ adwene a anka nneɛma bi sei no yɛwɔ ɛkwan a yɛbɛtumi afa so a anka yɛbɛtumi deal with it. For example, ɛnkyɛn biara na yɛyi COVID-19 levy ɛfiri hɔ. Ɛyɛ just asɛm na mebi sɛ o was it possible sɛ anka yɛbɛtumi de afɔ energy sector no nanka yɛama ne din a ɛbɛfete so COVID-19 de ɛtwam nanka saa increment yi yɛarelaxe anaa. That is question because COVID-19 is indirect, not to some extent indirect. It's not one that feeling impact. It's a bit you live in you live in the time, but COVID-19 living a mile, and from the government's own sources, next year they could have given us as much as 3.7 billion Ghana cedis. So my question is, nanka you bet me, I'm an hour for nanka there for energy side no, nanka. Increment here be nanka yanka ho sama nanka amana.
But sir,
was it possible?
Dr. Nunu, you also understand say a political suicide for buying so because position COVID-19 levy one big issue the campaign indicating say COVID the twem aden ya so G and COVID-19. It was one of the key political promises somewhere. I mean, it would be very difficult say yanka obema ni din fufuro na asa nkode be kwakwahye baby fufuro no akoso agi seska no.
It would have been difficult because of ignorance on the part of probably the average person. Because you see no tariff ekoso na enye political side da. Na se nimpa no de Africa no. Okaso me nim ba me de ko se ne be ya ye ma tariff enkoso for the period that. That's only a political side. And it is obviously because education, like the education system, it's with training for years. Because many of us are when they work at the Abane Cate, COVID-19, no hobby. Name a possible say electricity in your boat. But the Sassicano air for support. Now, Master Sendino, Mark and ABR, the BB, must the energy name be and baby fit in the match of purpose. Yeah, no, and I'm saying COVID-19 is going to match out this kind of way. And the mama was what here, she said, it is to help the situation so that ensuring electricity board and cost. I can tell you, and I say, what electricity and China, me, someone enters idea by
sanity.
What I cannot oh, it is also a cast of work for 2 months. That also should be a kind of problem for the government. And I'm not sure the government will be too comfortable with it. Except that they be a government in any option.
Me no die bia me no die sancheche we be betimi atiase but you know the political arena ho no ye bowura ho a enye economic principles na ye adwuma eye ne okaye against ne wo ye
and no something na ama Ghana ewe die way because they be amaka say politicians ye campaigner e to say be ma okosi obake na ye ka say real be fie apetie akachi obi ayere so onka de nukuru de beda da ne pe na be yawan
na da ni ano de sa
nsama kesi ankofo kan no and the reality on the ground never surprise but then one more fan sa that is the reality. You see that politicians the power they say so many big things. It doesn't mean say obana say emwaya since na yen so mo na omunye but to some extent like I'm saying no it also borders on ignorance because senka ye beti asia ma aban no na ya ma aban no enya space na ya dia aban no kredi say oh for now no aban no kra abomoden it ye ma aban no space na onye de beboa ya because for now no me sure say aban na ye bibia be me ya doubt na say bia onye de sapata because so far to the best of my knowledge and based on what I've experienced and seen in the economy no the government is doing well, except that I was saying, you're transforming into economic growth and prosperity of the people. Now, what's your budget now? By the buyer, so Asana or now it's about transformation. My hope is that it will go well. And so, a Juma Samni at the end of the year, send a bear against the amount for being a home for now, for Russia for the enemy. However, the Yena, you walk room,
Russia for the enemy.
Russia for no woman to mean economic growth case. You'll become a bomb in AK-47. I come a young for.
Interesting.
So you see, but then growth must transform the livelihood of the people, must transform the lives of the people. And that is what we are looking for in the ensuing year. But let me point and say, the young Kasa, the Ghana for no, the young Chino may be a say, not Sabi, you pass you, young uni, uncle cheaper, Yamwa, Yamanyo for no, ya better call IMF, because you see, for the 17th time we've been to IMF, it is simply because of these things. Yamwa say, now say, ye to free ho, MPP buy, no, Yahoto Kakano, oh, news and taxes, no, or you free ho. If you end this for Swaba, you want to crack, you to a free ho, we are happy. But being happy, say you to a free, we should not say there's nothing like free lunch. We will find a way to pay, to augment the revenue shortfall. And the end one say, COVID-19 levy everywhere, electricity, is your boy, a common sense car. Like, oh, if you want to get in for more, man, I buy not to go first in heaven. Understand it. And we should help the government to think right. In the case of the campaign to win year, we might not be helping ourselves and be helping the government. And for me, we could have used the COVID-19 levy to do other things. And then I will come for one TSS. But one more TSS, they should not complain if things like tariffs near the air force, because that is the reality.
Well, but I'm not too sure if Abayan Jenehun said they're working, because at the end of the day, they mean well. And if they mean well, the expectation is that they will take decisions like you are recommending. Now, to the extent to say then it is more of an admission, say you throw the political backlash if you fast route here or recommend it.
Yes, but no, yeah, again. But you see, NPP did not go to IMF because they did not mean well for Ghanaians. Now NPP for you rap for the upper power near the news and Ghana. We have fellow Ghanaians covered by
Ghana Dana Kuma Super.
Ghana Dana Kuma Super. But that's why they could see saying. If the idea politicians never that. But I know almost okay vote any political gains. And to say, no, or my no, yeah, no. And constitutional where say sovereignty resides in us. Yana ya work 2 minutes. And the yana ya work 2 minutes. Yama politicians na anti say yes masia. And the idea phenomenon yama ye. And you want to galamse into fan into us here. Look, and you are a couple of the name era Mahama mo say galamse bekosu. But she say yati galamse tax force. Na krona kasana womuko protect womu water board no. Eto mabu womu. The what you mabu womu di ad. They may be compelled to do what you want. And that means that leaving the Galamsey to thrive. And we are forcing the politicians to play nonsense. And until we get enlightened, until we get rid of ignorance within our ranks, it will be very difficult for the politicians to even serve our interests. And for me, that is what I am worried about in our current economy. Otherwise, obise or my opinion, Muhammad. Bibian Teresa Papano, Obogana Bro. We mean it of Ubu Mani. But the thing is, the Ubu Mani, no more Ubu Money, your margins on Bobu Ubu year. And the Omoperod Bemomo. And then probably an air and what. If you are you prefer for Uncle for the one day, tariffs near thereby. What moon is saying? Because I have also had interview this morning. Patients, and some of them, I had this morning one called from, I wouldn't mention the name, but I say I have food and the gods from here, they called. And you could realize that they were also complaining about these same issues. And I'm just making sure say, the Muma Abani is at 1 year if you are on your demo minor. And the Abana say, opposite, we use AI near the increasing revenue, but I don't know, I hope. I just projection. It doesn't mean that you can be matter. But you can project say them may increase tax to GDP ratio to let's say 18%, 20%. But just projection. And the reality could be there could be variance. And the answer and the coming one Kasa projections in the year you may be abandoned to me increase the tax to GDP ratio to let's say 20%. No, you say revenue cost and I say you have and you say only 23. But simply because Abano as I can say obey to be fluent or buy even if the reality doesn't support that. Nothing was maybe I am a new prayer.
Doc, Mami Musa, my final question, and it takes me back to the inflation matter and the cartel you mentioned. Say, there were market players be a womo kahubina profiteering no customer price hikes cost, even when we're seeing inflation taking a decline. Now, bibuso ye hano a free market economy. You say market forces and interact determine price. Inti yeni regime aban be sori ahyehye prices milk buonie yogurt buonie ni ade. So Emma controlling price to reflect economic indicators ni yedin. Adie ne suggestion what the beba as to kwan sa cartels yebetimi abre wo mo ase ebi ayentimi ntu o mase kra, but are there economic policies aban betimi de gu kwan mu a ebema omo adwumadie ne beko form? Is there a way around it? Because we appear helpless. Bibia akọ form ensudwade ni na mia ne niamamu ase edufudi penu dọọso. Economically, is there a way we can deal with this? A policy, a law, and how do we go around that?
Yes, Madam Policy. One thing is that let me just fine tune what your statement earlier. Ghana is a mixed economy, not a free market economy.
Okay.
So there are some industries, an industry like the petroleum sector and even the utilities. You don't say abano regularly what is happening. Even the banking sector, Bank of Ghana.
Yeah.
Which means Bank of Ghana has interest in what happens there. So the major sector, public sector, abano is fully in charge. If you also abano and private, like when it comes to normal trade, commerce, like in the various markets. What I think the government is do would depend on the buffer and distribution channels. The abano to build a strong buffer. Also a buffer zone for no. A room rebina and when some and what and when some the echo. Intisenka yet me build a strong buffer. Anka abano ebit me in your strong distribution channels. Nanka abano so adding the distribution enamasi. And yet they be directly, but uncover empower the private sector. Ebia Kumasi, your buffer zones were happier. The war
it be a buffer zone market. Buffer zone market.
Me kofa no money fear by more powerful. But monitor na abano any within the distribution system and even the storage system. When a scarce near the those people become more powerful. It is a one in Delia, if you are no where they are on mount. And I say, Obisu will cannot or the bar because they are very powerful. No, they will stop the person. And I don't want, I know I have, if it happened to be off air and come to me, I will take examples. A man, I is so powerful to understand, say, a bunch of tomatoes near the end, say, 1 year from where, one my own town market work. If you want a copper banner, left price, I say, to me, and they can even sometimes arrange that this week in the way the end. So they can really create artificial barriers. And to me, because you see, in economics, you know, there will be a perfect competitive market. I don't know, just a free to understand to be able to live here, though you may not have that in the real life situation, but something the market can mimic it. At least you can have some resemblance of that in the system. I will be able to live here. About the Sana, Nipo Bakun to me influence a price. It's the Emma price near fair. A back of near idea. Sometimes when you go to the village, they have similar market. They are normal boat me for. But Obekum as national boy, you bet me up for Kofiasane, Akuma Dani idea, air for bank any idea, and still expensive. Ask yourself why we transport costs for every month. There are some barriers to go why and more fair prices. In turn, make us say, if the government can also create strong backers, that would be devoid of politics. Now, with me, create the enabling environment for have to have Obakaya, my mama take example. And then the Ministry of Agric, some time ago, no more to onboard any idea or more ministry was Obakaya.
Yeah, a sort of a market or agric ministry or.
Added that they wanted to break those barriers, but their strategy and approach was wrong.
Yeah.
But it's nearly a year. They defeat those artificial barriers in the system because they realize that but any idea from but still now urban centers now, urban areas now, why they realize that a distribution impediments, any channels I say choky.
Yeah.
In Emma Sano Manacosta, so they decided to directly sell to the people, but it wasn't sustainable because we cannot turn the Ministry of Agri and whatever food and
into
whatever
a market.
Into a market, exactly. And so the government must ensure there is an effective market. And in economics and in most fields, what the kind of markets are, it is only platform that brings buyers and sellers together. So the government can work to make sure that buyers and sellers have complete information. Once we have complete information and the system is effective, that brings buyers and sellers together. Some of these artificial barriers will be removed and then prices will be fair. So I think that in as much as we do not have a socialist state or a fully controlled economy, the government can create the enabling environment for the private sector to remove some of these barriers. And then the government will be supervising it indirectly.
Very well. Doc, my infant community Hanamina was and you see a kind a 24-hour market here, baby, crana, Kitimisha that crowd the such markets are a honomo form name freebie about for stock near the identity, honey boy form. Now, I created some competition with the regular markets. A bit me drive up prices down with the 24-hour market. Say, be a me 24-hour market. Tomatoes no menya no a boy or from kakra chen menya na gbobulushi because it be a hono a buying and a stock near manama a man so mo brambeton a hono cartels be any mu market queen be any hono more no than a markup to so a bema competition abba system nimu a drive a prices down. Is that a feasible idea?
In fact, sir, if you have any intention of doing PhD, my advice is to career in economy of Ghana.
I'll consider that, Doc.
I agree with you 100%.
Thank you very much, Doc. You're from community and I'm in our CBM.
That's what that's about.
EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Dr. Evans Nunu and our tenant Kane. Manuel Jesse are joining live on Facebook. I say, good afternoon, BB. I bought a car gear cable today and it was 200 cedis. But last year it was 170 cedis. Our spare parts dealers are killing us. Eric Amwakon Ekopiemu Ewo Dubai. Or BB, I'm watching you live from Dubai. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Eric. Seth Newman said, BB, this issue, please. I know you know there is a technical committee that considers current and future forecasts before the wage is set. That went on. It is actually not a technical committee. It's a tripartite committee. No. Eja bata enso ehwe ewo akote suhum. Edin a special one depa no akote. Or see the OSP appears to be using his office to score personal points. He detained Martin Kwebu because he has accused him of being incompetent. The OSP can't arrest Kenuforiata. It is Kwebu he can arrest. Clear case of quote, I will show you where power lies on quote. Eja bata akote enodebae. Komensa pillar 2 ewo dom kwabenya or say JDM's 24-hour economy is 419. Let's vote for Dr. Baumia for a brighter future. Kudos to Hajia Safia Mohammed, next NPP National Women's Organizer hopeful, and Honorable Brighter Sylvie Kumi, next NPP National Vice Chair. Piaga, or say, where is the Women's Bank you promised us? Na Opukwa Jiman, Dinea na Oba, or your bar penny sign Vice President, na Wama Inidie Kakra, Abata so I say, na aye kama. Professor J. Nana Opukwa Jiman 7 okay. Well. Yadu hey no say mitwiba amanfo a etie na awie na enkomo a yedi so far interviews ayaye nyina da etena ho nisi ehun konya na obetimi do wano atomu bi. I heard the security situation, the kind of robberies across the Eastern region, the National Security Liaison, our Eastern region, is worried about the spate of crime and the type and nature of crime among for a committee. A would dear no she and a coso. IGP so boja or tamale, ubi a warm attention a cosro, her robbery course Kenya say. In all of this, the IGP has been given 2 years. But the expert I spoke to said he doesn't deserve 2 years, This unkomo ya ewie yen hwe wase nkomo nso na baby a wugina wo ho president one ne adwene say our neglect or continuous neglect of our basic education ene de yen abedu sa empempenso ya ene ye nyina ye bobe na say ye meya kotro ensohwe edincho poto eno achi nso na eja ya hwe New Year's gifts aban de mayen electricity hike ena afi nso so water tariff increment. TUC4 said they won't take this. They reject it. Your take, your thoughts, your views. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Apomu.
Apomu ye paudini baby afrifi.
Ofake Mr. Free Kasua.
Yo, ofake ganeti.
OSP Okochi Martin Pebu. India, oye temno onkochi oforiata. Okochi Martin Pebu for Okochi oforiata. Onko fanumbra. All our students also in the Omu here. Omu here was. Number of here and Suka. But OSP the Onkochi oforiata no jai Martin Pebu Lababoma.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Honorable Sefa.
Pacho Bibi ni.
Oh, Honorable Bibi.
Efrozen.
Pacho Bright ni because I feel so kind.
Bright gone at you.
Pressure ya, pressure no also do.
Enyehe.
Then I am compo. Honorable Bibi, I mean shrawe na you. Ko nyawo dia manu. Natural mechia Honorable Alaji ya kondo. In charge of operation, not much honorable Madi Jibril, any honorable Piketi.
Right, Patronia, and your dedication program. Why? Let's get on to the issues. I beg you.
May call myself. So, honorable Bibi Pacho to watch Kakraman. Why?
Nkofo bridge in a line or so. Until you have din sa na somewhere the buy and kind. Why?
Oh, I said, no,
and a young
can be brave and come in some crazy. Share Unim SLC John Dramani Mama. Any vice president, Mamina Pokwajima, any finance minister, or mobile more than Papa Eddie Abua. Because we share inflation, Tama, or mobile fine inflation, any and never be inflation, a it's me abua because past government free abemono now now you're saying 1,003 air freight or gallon back 1,003 and now uko juma you're torn 500 550 and then petrol tama kufodo tissue a liter 17 cedis and then a liter 12 cedis any 10 cedis. Nti abana bo mo de papa say etime bo abana baso e wo nyoma papa waye share free education former president Akufo-Addo e di be gu Ghana court no program kesi da o man so say SRC John Dramani Mahama bibi fa because free education e ba no o man share papa antu ho ye ti o man we mu under MPP time, na kale column cry ni wa yenkola no edibesua de textbook cry ni wa nkola ne besua de or how any atiti a yenkola ne efremu under nanado e wo free education mu ebi mu cry be dia na o mu da kra no ye create toilet su e na nkola ne di e ya o mu kwakoda enti se sa nyoma ni na se yanhwe na yantutu ni ye na yenkola yi so anhwe 90 ya ye dititi nkola ne dadaada e wo school mu cha kola ya de wo school mu a e fe teacher ne etimi punish ni no ye nkola no enya ade a o mesu ade since ya TikTok any social media nkwa e na ye ma no omu ko school a omu ye
okay
san nyoma ni na yesi san nyoma ni na kwan enya sa ye nkola yi o be cha koso a peli ta because we bit to go school 1 month 1 month now, I bet you have a Philip 3 months in the
okay. Mr. Medase, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Pachodini baby Afrifi. Of a cake, Ganet you. May rectify our problem. I'm a mintonka. Aha, Kasa.
Aha. Bibi. If I show, Tama COVID and buy no. That's true. Now, on me. Oko pa. Barrel, may $125 per barrel. And net petrol about the per barrel.
98.9.
Petrol, no, because I'm about what they call it. Petrol, you want to Ghana had a different price no. I do 120 over the American. What the government is so? The about 60. And the about times the market too. Half the politics here, yes, the way they but about general petrol go high. Tell them, Mama, now what may say, you saw what the lady about. If you talk to her, one letter, one thing. As well, okay, what to 70% electricity. They say 1st January. They say 9% content. And so you have to 15%. And so now what by now what happens not there? I get the 20 on your muscle. Now what we are buying the flower to him? Electricity bill over the cost what to and you make a job of a case and you mental so I think a dollar for every day. What we are buying, what don't go here? What to now maybe the name 70 years. I have muscle. Some what Roger, but then muscle. And I'm a IGP at them. IGP, what is your money saying? 2-year contract. The same IGP when I call about this in Canada. I'm a one cousin and tell the for our thing. Where's him to you? And you about to look to him. When you're someone expense your money, there's all very IGP. So insecurity, then be busy Ghana. You come over, you actually, like you say, that you are a contract here 2 years. I don't understand. And now, OSP. The last question, OSP. Mami Manabaso, Mati Pebu, Ghana soldier from Pedamo. Your mama when you get the chief of Tan DCMP, Christian, and you to the power of Foka, your son of Kari. Mati Pabunuba, OSP, I will be the soldier Yakin. Who can also Yakola? We are talking about Yakola, the soldier is too much. Oh, should assume.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, original baby.
Simon, Ganet you.
This is Frederick.
Frederick, Yanko.
Yo, I thank the my brother who just spoke on air right now. I thank you so much for his great submission. These are the caliber of people we want to tell the government the truth. Bibi, Akufo-Addo left fuel for 14 cedis before he left. Now today the fuel is around 13 cedis. So what is the vast difference? That's what the gentleman said. The price of fuel does not be determined by the government. That is done by the world market. So if by the grace of God, after the COVID-19, the confidence in the market drastically is coming down and it's also affecting Ghana, this is not the doing of John Mahama. We are demanding for any policy that John Mahama put in place. That is, let the dollar appreciate the cedi, or the cedi appreciating the dollar, and the price of the fuel is coming down. NDC, they shouldn't think they can lie to Ghanaians. I ask, when they say the market women should reduce the price of commodities, do they forget when they import the thing, they pay duty? Or they think the duty at the port is easy? NDC came to power less than a year now. The duty increased over 20%. They should go and check. If you are not an importer, you will be somewhere and be saying that Mahama is the whole Mahama. It's a lie. Mahama government is the worst government ever. To talk about Martin Pebu have been in the news, thinking that the OSP is his child, or I don't know how he takes the OSP for, that he will be on radio and TV and be talking ills about the man. Knowing you are a lawyer for that matter. How can a lawyer, you verbally be assaulting someone, thinking to go away with it? When you talk, the NDC callers will come and talk rubbish and go away. We are in Ghana. Ghana does not go NDC members. Ghana is for all of us. So the same way that they arrested Fancy Comedy, Chamao to me, wrongly, the same way when Parliament, I hear Parliament is trying to invite OSP to come and answer questions. They should even invite Yoko and IGP to come and answer questions for the arrest of Abronia DC and Fancy Comedy. If Parliament truly, they are for Ghanaians, they represent Ghanaians, they shouldn't be biased.
But yes,
Okay.
everybody in this country, we are all not above the law. Not even Matisopu. Matisopu is not good that we are still making money. So when it is time for him to be arrested, they have to arrest him. How can you insult OSP and you think because you are working for the NDC? And he is also a member of ORA. Ever since he is doing this business for ORA, we never see anybody that he prosecuted under ORA before. But you are there calling someone name, insulting the OSP for that matter, and you want to go away with it. How?
Frederick, let's leave it here. Thanks. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Pachodini baby Afrifi.
Hello, baby.
Meto on Kaudini baby Afrifi.
I can't make a sense of Kuga.
Bagoji Uncle.
Baby.
Yes, sir.
On our phone, Bogode.
Oba dia dome ho ye, sonso ho ye.
Najana do. Baby, onim.
Baby.
Yengina o my Ghana mo ya na yengina efi. Ya wo kroma. Ekufa do time. Ya tutu ni amemwa edu baby no wo sha wo yoko na wo tia no kura no na chicho. Na se nya ma pe ni biaba. Na wa betiti ni amaso. Na ochira mo se mo so amakofa ni ama na mo ton no. Mo so mo ti mo de so na ti memfo no hu ton no mo se da bia me ko na me koto ade me ko shop ba ko me chi na me bisa na ne de wo fam na ma to me ba to he ukọ guta fo na ya me di omo ho ya o ra stores bebre ma expiry date aka na ma bebre wo stores mo na moto man ko fodi eno no mo ka ho asam enti no say obi say ono tinini ate obedi o man na bro ya no na asama na me ko e kan de tan IGP ọma na ni na ho asamu ya nwoke say an Robert to me ko police station ko ji tuo efi police force onye ba ko na enye mienu a we be ka se police asa wo to me ka chiro bia ma na ejo to ma na yeye bibi onye nya me nya aduma
Bagoji me da say hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening baby Afrifi. Devil is a liar yonko.
I'm poor about schedule for Audi.
Me da say.
And then chia me MP. Ona bukete Telavi.
Okay.
Deputy Interior Minister. Nyami shira ne juma pa di malo amanyafo. Na me ko masemu so. Special hospital. Hey, on to meet you obi. Dabia or declare afulata say wanted ne any like a na say den untimiti no na obi a oti wo nya juma yie di god of akasa wo nya juma yie ni ti obe mu invite no bedu onu wa belo pia afulata wodi omanyi na sika no ajoni dia kotra amonane no sani ba ko dia utime invite ni mane mla na wo nche no hey di baba we obe na ya juma no women sex on mahama ya treno kana wodo duwa na ya to abama no ebi ya to abanu no bum no ya pese gana no onje nsi ho yie na ni kiri ma ebe ba no onu boli di mpa to na ya bo former president we di no Dr. Dr. Nkrumah edi ya pese ya bia timika uberi akọ tomo dam uya adobe bridge anya o ti me ye wa bebre awo manga no ye bese John Mahama idi ebe ka di ye strano papa we ko ti me nya juma onyi ni bi o tentem nyamishrao
Me da say hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Pachodini baby Afrifi.
That's a friend
Sani Ganetio.
Nyame nhyira papa.
Amen.
Unemi. Ye na ti o man gana mo. Ene ehu akofo ado amammo a obubu ye. Before ma omo free say o man gana yo mo kwa dia o. Petro asema ye kini. Omo afa nye kan 2016. Omo nka se Ghana. Se Jota mani mama. Ku Ghana $. Former vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. One country say $1 edi ama IGP. Didn't know $1 edi ama IGP. And now me know ka say dollar ASA. Dollar enye 10 cedi 90 pesos. Didn't know na dey we see my enfa isembo ma embo Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abasu. You better special prosecutor office no. The Excellency John Dramani Mahama let me go to our office now. Onguno. Because taxpayers money keke and say it was our office no. And then who went me and Kochi can ufuria tamba. I went me and Kochi honorable people say why there. Or Christian say unye way to my year. This I the office ni ma wono. Yen bisa say assemble pa and what me dia kokota what me di bim e won. I used to taxpayers money. Hey, di chanika. As I say you be be papa bi. Medase.
Miso medawase na ye de enkomo ni nyina aba na wie.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben.
Baby, when you say first now you have been shut down per politics. You see politics for no money or money and your money. But na mumu e binu so nti enyina ni agi say e bebo ama o man na akoso na e bo 1 o'clock pe na wa ye lawyer ama o man na lawyer for enyina pon akofi akoda nyamishra
Everywhere you go, big go for the friends and the family. Big go, big refreshing moment. Big go for the kids and the adults. Big go, boys and girls with a jinko. Big go, everywhere the party day. Big go, we go mash up the place with the big go. Greatest in every battle. Big go, big go, big go, big go, big go, big go. Big refreshing moments.
Big old drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects. Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at a dental barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say think funding before projects.
From December 4th to 7th, join thousands at the Perez Dome for the biggest gospel celebration of the year.
Worship, praise, and plot. Honors and Fanfare 2025.
Performing on the night, Pastor Joe Beecher, Nana Yawasari, Mark Enim Yurenchi, Kwasioting, Joyce Blessing, Muda.
4 days of stage play, a powerful worship concert, and honor for gospel legends, farmers market, family day out, and food bazaar. December 4th to 7th at the Perez Dome.
EpaHoaDaben.
Hey, Kofi. Let me amount countryman. About the Dano year. Abra would just 1,000 Ghana cedis. Me a one ya.
Uyobi Oyinkonya.
Wait, see. Me a Happy FM Valentine Mass Wedding 2026.
Said you made you know, your who your this year, near my Koda or Jibia Cassia. Now, yes, I am a month would do a chile, said you're a celebrity. No,
wait, sha. Be fear Dionini, and yet call don't want some. Ya can't worry for be brabo.
Ain't this year with me, Prano me and Sanum.
Debbie, Kofi. Oba Bako, Bema Bako, Odo Bako.
Happy FM Valentine Mass Wedding. Well love, meet affordability. Our warrior on another level. Don't know.
Before registration forms, our Happy FM Asalam down.
So, person say senior. Obet me afraid for home 0244 906 235 and I say 0302 254 858. Mamin Kaiwo, send check a crowd.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Okay, so I like to give the height of it somewhere, then I'll go. But the story itself is short. But at least the first thing, the main thing is that I was walking back into the OSP office when a soldier, I don't know what a soldier was doing, performing police duties. A soldier called that next time you come and park your car here and go outside, I will not allow you. So I replied that, oh, no, you can't do that. I'm not a suspect. I'm not an accused person. I'm here to assist the OSC. So you can't curtail my rights like that. So that first soldier kept quiet. Then another soldier now shouted between, after me, look, if you come and do that next time, I will show you. So I gave the same response that he can't stop my rights. Then he said, you're a stupid man. A soldier who is telling me I'm stupid. So what would you expect? I also told him that he's stupid. Yeah, I had to respond because I won't take this. In the first place, you are not even a policeman. If the OSC building is in danger, everything you need soldiers to protect it, you dress them, camouflage with their arms and everything. Then you station them in a way that will what? Create fear. But this one, they supplanted police, performing police duty and insulting people. Look, a colleague just called me, I've done this. But they did the same thing to him a few months ago. The soldiers did the same thing. They locked the gate and said he will not leave. You see, vigilante mentality. That's why I said, don't bring soldiers to perform police duties. What is it in the OSP? People coming in, suspects. It's very wrong because under the Constitution, Article 210, it says that soldiers are for external aggression. They are for war. And then we can use them for certain development activities. And then if you go to Article 200, law and order is for the police. So what I'm scratching my head to understand is, why this common policing people, vehicles entering and leaving OSC, and human beings entering and leaving. Now you say police cannot do.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokorɛ ɛyɛ baako pɛ.
Nia Dr. Nkamsa ebi eye NDC by Omanya Mwampala. Na ye for intervention grant allowance. Some find the after school program. A day before school. No mon fam Mwampala. She said, na sa ye babu for na wo for musika before see ebeba no. We are wo for na musika no akofia for extra classes. Ye ba na so baby. Yɛmpɛsɛ ohiani nso ɛbɛtena hɔ no nkɔ extra classes ɛne ɛtwa sika teachers ɛma headmasters nya bi even cooks ɔmo school nya bi sɛ ɔmo mfa mo ankwalaa no na ɔmo prepare ɔmo for the exam ɛne this for ɔba nso ɔmo ntua ɔmo professional allowance ɔmo ntua ɛna nsɔhwɛ nkwalaa ɛkɔyɛ yɛ a wofa borɔfo kasa enipa nan bi a mathematics nkonta we nipa nan bi a emu baako enya F ahunte eno kyerɛ yɛn sɛ sɛ ɛba na ebesi ebu country no ɛsɛ sábà bi o ní ɛbɛ to adwuma no so ní ese ewu ɔman no minim sɛ NPP na yɛ nneɛma kɛse sɛ Ghana bɛsi sábà yɛ ɔman kɛse a ɛbɛ yɛ NPP.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokorɛ ɛyɛ baako pɛ.
98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadie nie ebra aso sɛ me ne menuanom a agya mato nsa frɛ mo etena se na nkɔmɔ a ɛda pono so no yɛdie nana akua mo aboaten represented the NPP wagye na adwa na yɛhwɛ animu sɛ yɛnua yɛato nsa frɛ no nso free NDC akache enso ba beduro na yɛde nkɔmɔ no nyina hyehyɛ so na ayɛ kama issues a ɛda pono so a na wie yɛhwɛ ɛfa ɛyɛ Martin Pegbu any special prosecutor sɛmu ya bɛya ɛnura wɔkye na wɔsɛ wadidi asojafo a ɛwɔ hɔ no mo atem ti akye no aloyafo bibira kyerɛ mo adwene sɛ ne ɔyɛyɛ no enimra kwamu Professor Michael Kwekura bɛka sɛ he has no business arresting Martin Pegbu. But beyond that, and say why allegation be against the office of the special prosecutor now or boawomo and answer was assist in unraveling the facts around it. And only okoya and ra when this journey encounter no. My question is my allegation of corruption against public office be. Na sa public office na frame se me mebo mo na yenhwehwe asem ni mu na are we sure see benya pepreye e was asem ni mu ana is a special prosecutor investigating itself and are we expecting say no krebe dedi ana Ghana Jumafo New Year's gift 9.86% increment in electricity tariff and a 15.92% increment in water tariffs. TUC say ade we di omo so mu enye ye either say aban no be increase minimum wage of 9% at 2 weeks ago ya omo ni omo agree on ana say obeyi sa increment yi efiri ho na omo ho ato omo 98.9 eduada omo say ye beti omo nka ampani say ya neglect basic education over the years and amen what's the results acquire no. But won't that argument be defeated with the other years omo a performing year na? Is this still a political question or it's a policy and implementation question? Nana kuya mwating mema o adwumu akwaba.
Yo, Major so baby.
And congratulations and so.
Yo, me
the last week in Anya MPhil.
MPhil. Yeah. Industrial Finance and Investment.
Wow. Master of Philosophy.
Yeah.
In Industrial
Finance and
Investment.
Yeah.
You're a big man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats. But Papa Oka say, we're being pow with the muma rough. But we hear Ramano. In Timbi Sramu. Mpo ba o ye basabasa ono mpe no ho asem young man academically sound woni ne wo a oba no obenim book rough utie wukura ono ne jeans me makora ne hunade
bibi
ye pefie ba ye mpe high time for basabasa ba betiti ni me peyire ama no ntino Who so a suitable candidate, you know.
So
see me in chambers. I mean, connect to. So what I say, aha. Where your second masters, me boy?
Yes.
Obesan another masters, Anna.
No, this is the PhD. Yeah.
The first masters in what?
Accounting and finance.
Accounting and finance. And now it's all MPhil.
Industrial finance.
In industrial finance.
And okay. So MPhil, you should say meet me that charity or private university.
Of course, you should be. Also, if you said the coins kakra. 2 year call PhD.
Yeah, that's right.
Ladies, don't waste time. Hey. See me. More Facebook, I'm failing. No, me, I will link you up. I will link you up. Unya.
Yeah.
And come on, Dawson.
Sir.
What shall say free electricity tariffs and I say OSP and now or here was it.
The topic in the I'm say who share that to boss upon now which me is a topic here because need na juicy. Say bebo abaso ene adwuma so ma wo body ma Ghana. Better producers for no so as I say keep maintaining standard not so this far. You better it's here for no so I say and no more sharing so you better omunya say omunya mre editing. Bibi, you may start here. Let me find check Kesema Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Okay.
Former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. NCBA generated the first day now MPP for confirm on say on any Kandini flag bearer. Na ye dey victory. Makasa you know so na matcha Yura Adwinkese John Buedu former General Secretary Asisia Yeshu Nim Sobe National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Makasa you know so now finally no so me fan chair soma era Eugene Wachentwi. Or aspire to be a General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. We are sure say papa you also about restore discipline IRA or MPP party him. Ti makasa we na just say me boy romano no. Na enra yenya ti yese yache Nancy ya detaining Yera Martin Kpebu no. I was really worried say why is special prosecutor doing this? And as a typical characteristics of this government, they always major in the minors. Now, Oshe a tactics here deployer, they always want to clamp down on the dissenting views, which is very, very unfortunate. Yet the kind ebimu abetrim say special prosecutor who didn't attempt to see or me acho. Sarasuna police IGP also who didn't attempt becho. Yera Mampeni who didn't attempt to see also your best man me becho. This culture of silence here cripple in our democracy. No, it shouldn't be tolerated. Yedi ebimu bani efo so omu MPP for nti yedi ayom say it for that in the account. But ene say ora let us say ono say can and also it's also part of government.
Yeah.
So let us say omo di aye MPP sano say omo di e Poladumotre omo feel so Poladumotre MPP ni say ora penny member ono so yedi adinu. Enya the power is you understand?
Yeah.
And we have to understand this point. Say, what framing? Why invite me? Say, Beboao na wonyin hwehwem. Then I'm better than a suspect. She did your friend say,
Abronya suspect in the case of Beboao him. A separate incident in
but the point is no, but you see, so that should have even.
Bafo said it is inspired by the fact that. He's been attacking the OSP.
But you see, the point is, you see, Bre Amaniema. What frame me? Why invite me? Say, member boa na wonye unhwehwem. Na maba, wo se BBS ya wo send macho. One frame na mamba, anka bibisa no besi.
Yeah.
Sane o she obi se Obama. Yedidi no. Or post to be to Facebook said Nkrofobi ekita ammunition amo pese mo di koso
Kodi Boni.
Obo di Kodi Boni. police I invite him. Say ombra no be assist in investigation. Odu ona na achi no ye gu no handcuff. Ye treating it to say or ye hardened criminal be. It is not fair. This modus operandi being used by this government is not something that is really going to entrench our democracy. And you be BIS so. Now, share the SNC so Ashanti region. What when you are central new? Wakoka bibi. A regional minister also say it is defamatory. What do? You sue the person, but you don't arrest the person. Right now, as I speak to you, the guy is still languishing in cell. Yes. So more than a week.
Some defamation.
Yes. Or see, then okay. Or see, Ashanti regional minister and some 2 other ministers. Galamsey. Is it where I'm wanted now?
I say where the enchi.
You see, and American say
also a good
yes, it is
you know.
So so that is, you see how we are abusing power. So the special prosecutor
former Ashanti regional minister and the MPP
Simon Mensah.
He accused me say Oya Galamsey. Yanchime he sued me. Only that asemna unko bebia.
So
what do you make court? Yanchime
inti say special prosecutor no so
na say Ashanti regional minister case no kan. Anya Ashanti regional minister mpo no call lodge complain.
No, but
obi o sin chain no call or the asem no call police station. So one basis in the
you understand. So it tells you say no na ama special prosecutor no so draw inspiration from it. Because say or who say any other
man for ye
into no so ye bi. But all this thing no me I'm just waiting to hear how our your friend is saying democracy and I say debe index
okay
debe say now because of free speech freedom of speech and it's how we me share how be say it is really not fair say see ano de yaka okasabo ahye woyem aka first nanka yetimi didi nanado didi government yate basa odware pumu it is to the extent say see akra no say a law your friend say Sam George a person or why introduce or parliament or person or passing or person or criminalize or say the misinformation disinformation debe as is yeah you see to say won't me ukoka bibi na say enye correct net to say sa criminal libel law na yewura former president Kufuor etwemu no eno ne yasan dane ne ho e de banka se si akrampa ye ken akadema bi o krampa na e da so ye mma ne mu a ye hwe se ye be ye fi ono wo krampo de de sisi ade wo san de bi ba be kan ate se ma ho bibi na me fo se bia ma ho news card bi from a reliable media and a reputable media house bi na me so me share na che se me na bia say fake me so me share no me so ye be chimi. I mean, what is that? Now, I am a film who said the enable power, but you also go to position. And if this same law now will pass, say you use a law no against you, how will you feel? We shouldn't feel say because we are in power, we have the super majority, so it has given us the a boosting your morale. Say you better me introduce any law be forgetting so you also come to position. And this same laws will be used against you. Now, it means that special prosecutor, I didn't know yet. Me, I do not subscribe or I don't even ascribe to Sa Ninemano or Yen. It is completely unnecessary. Mati, Sami, your friend saying, Sami Daku.
Kasama OSP.
Kasama OSP. Also be true bibi article bi anope say asama Martin Pegbu ekani nyina nim no buy no or say no oni o DJ soldiers for natem into or obstruct omo nejumedie ni. Be it as it may, fine. You may fine. A better man say yes no because me knew be. But
Martin Kwebu says so you need in a term no so din a term back.
So Martin Kwebu no so there me like yes, a bit man no say soldier ni be didi na tem no so be didi. But both of them no. You and I were not there. See, nti say wo sami daku, uji di say sanity a. For evidence ni bra ni hu say no say Martin Kpebu edi kan buy na obedidi o matem na ono so ye. So no didi atem. I mean, I don't believe it. But also what kind of side who reading it carefully just without being judgmental, you also see say hey, and the special prosecutor and also as someone can also to assume and as someone Martin Kpebu so can to assume. But honor say uncle no special prosecutor no o use the power of discretion and a discretionary power no say I did way amiko ye who so and so no untimi answer be a bit of say no say Martin Kpebu no say Martin Kpebu no do be an webufu no credit the obeka yes no credit edu be a me say edu be an webufu because ono ordinary si wo so there forget it because say nanadu be sine o kasade bia obe o de nanadu bebem bibia platform bi obenye bia but it one kasa with him say na nipa netie no already no accuse say we are corrupt, we are incompetent, we are say now about no or misbehave. The least you could have done, and now say on security zone me boy. To say there's no camera footage. Be I bet me I rely on so they who say oh asama Martin Kpebu
no can bibi o how some command.
I'm releasing.
Sameda statement he claims said there is video evidence.
So you should release them so that at least we the public will now. Do what? At least we will consume it. Then we then know we are the best judges. Say and say asama Martin Kpebu can and asama special prosecutor. But special prosecutor, it is becoming one too many. And same applies to the government. Say so be do attempt now say idea ye several matter crampa near criminalizing. It is not a good thing. You try to say a baby moving away from there's no freedom of speech under this current administration.
A special prosecutor say criticizing and no job.
Yeah, I mean, so you don't.
I mean, actually, God Nasarbedi akum because also God in publishes say we demand some bulletproof cars be some luxury be. Now, also ni pana trobi be afa o ho na nyampa no me ache no. Ama no bail condition a no hye
na den obenya
na wo na asemne fa ho no wa me achi nipa na sunset bail condition so you are a judge in your own case
you see so it me there that is really it me okaso or invite your friend say Martin Kpebu me I know very well say person cheri nyansa it is said the Paul Adumotre because if you are too critical on him no obefe wa cheri nyansa. That is it. It is a so use so to me using the discretionary power say no, so I deal with there. I avoid this temptation. Mention no. Send a bear enko ban say this is the trend. Wunya did not attempt na obemeacho. You should stop this. Emboa because ade freedom ni ye bre pan ya be do bibia ye do. Enti say wo what be nya office bi na person ofa office no as your bona fide property. To say who dear or church be like special prosecutor and honestly like especially the way I will see handle your friend is saying Ken Oforiata in the case no me Ken Oforiata me your chin see me on your bibia why you be and yeah say chino but you don't come out not to say oh yeah we'll extradite him we'll do this then tell be drawing sana business on buyer you something should even tell you say Charlie you are incompetent so you should go at a point you know only your friend is saying AG AD appropriate AG say also person who extraditing nipa no or see if I will document in the bra and I see if I will charge sheet in the bra ne yen 200 more or see they be me da bomb
also no we
no now we anti it radio like sir we kakra no organize press conference the press conference now who organize press conference now it was just like too empty. I mean yeah sometimes you might youth for no yeah my akwenya You try say you be justify why you this Akunya Namaye. Because you are not the only best lawyer in Ghana. But I do mean at all so ne demo. She say Bakubi kwa me I'm trying to say me share special kisi Japan pants akwa this guy is not correct.
Oh, they mean
no, let me tell you. I'll explain. No, I mean, can you imagine this? Say Mustafa Hamid akokot minimum say we share video na akokot em say okoja obi saying and na omo bi say
so support chairman
to me ada and say na wo dey say na say o me dey na dey case
they useless
na special prosecutor na pa watro and that one I mean does it make sense?
You can say he's petty, but you say so on your correct.
No. I mean, if you are correct, will you even do this?
No. I mean, let's be measured in the way.
Let's be real.
You can say he was being petty. But okay, so
Ghana
haka so being correct. It means something else.
No, I mean, why would you even issue statement?
Understand and
now publishing Nipano pictures na ya den. We are in I could see saying. For him waiting me, I prosecute you almost successfully. You haven't been able to. So when they are telling you that you are incompetent, just take it cool. Or like prove the people wrong. You don't go after the people who are criticizing you or critiquing you for the obvious reason. For name I die him say no, you are not doing your work well. Obi him say unye wadwuma yi. Oba no on kire sika was wetime save. They be ordinary no figures say SML deal you saying say almost some gusu kita sem no. Nti ade low hanging fruit. Uba wetime justify oba so o kohwe ne budget so okukuru no a enya sem ketua. And ade bia you be nagging crying over resources. Na resources kakra na dey amount no. Ghana for the amount ye hu faso ye say amfo na tuan to aso nti wo kakra na ye the amount no hu faso be na nya ewon na ye san fa nyina ye san fa pin so the mp so na quite said the ya san so de gu basket mu. I mean, who does that? It is on a private firm anka nema o ye san obe ni Sena wo kanu me see me use petting me use petting now. So this special prosecutor should take a break and say bia or strategize. This is the time I say or prove yema ye criticizing no wrong say. This is the time I say prove you wrong. Now obey the juma ye. I just say only obi kan wasem no na say you go after the person because you have the power to do so. Now that power now one. Na Martin Pebueka says, Sapawan, you have the arrest powers. What's you who say Kenofuriatako? You folded the hands and later now Babe structural Obe say we are Gangalia. I mean, what is that? Did you see now catch and say there? I'll bet you says you see we say or the Kenofuriata and Omama Kanoko court. And the same thing na Kenofuriata airframe maybe. So now no one say what BT backtrack. One say what backtracking. But no, why are silent on that? DSC, no, you are incompetent. You should just take it in that stride. Now ne prove who say you who say yes, when you're competent, when you're incompetent. Now the issue about the governments the INCC utility bills for January. Man, I was very surprised at the organized labor. Some will call negotiation. Now we call 9%. 9%.
Ejinani abaying the good tables.
You see, I've had the opportunity to work. But we've worked with the unions. And your core negotiations, we know how they held government balls. To say, Utimi accepted 9%, I was, Charlie, really? Seriously?
Maybe they were convinced by figures about share.
Oh, come on. Figures Ben and share. And besides, bibia ni ono ma ye DCA government finances ni nyina na budget e wo ho wunim nti government no 9%. I was really shocked because me nim one kasa no mu tete say what your friends Ghana Water Company call for over 400% percentage increase. ECG so fair over 200%. Now we say we kwa 9% salary 9% salary increment.
Minimum wage.
Oh no. It's not just minimum wage. Minimum wage in for January, but me can your friends say base pay 9%. Kodi sika entumo salary mo can say aketua entumo 9%. And you are happy, you are clapping. And now say see na ye dey what put the say omonya na 24 bo ana yenya na 24 bo say you see water 15.9 and now electricity at 9 point something. 98.9. I mean, sure, even in the course of the year, look at the number of times I'm to utility bills. So they should have had this thing at the back of their mind. I say government say I just say government today and say this is how much they are going to increase the utility bills. Answer, ebia for the period. Sign sign dance say no, they are either this is how much they are going to increase for the year. But at the you say it possible because of what automatic adjustment formula. Yes. So you should know this. It's a year now was 9%, and then now usu then I don't know. I've felt about take effect. Are they going to call for renegotiation or what? So sometimes I don't know how the unions, sometimes the leaders particular, how they put together this kind of information. This information is you see, these are well experienced union leaders. Our my jumana che. Nti ebi on ma onya akonya no say because say current TUC boss no. Say first no or your deputy. Omo dey answer omo no. Deputy no penene kwa na deputy no so be take over. There's always the be take over biado no your deputy answer be take over. So they have this experience.
It's institutional memory no.
Exactly. Today na we trust ma adewe already nobody can count. ECG for astata so yen two bills no by 200%. What I say you pay 400%. Ni nyina what be. Nti be then na ko just 9% na fe na wo kase omo reverse no. Na de yan kasa so omo wo kase omo ene o teso kra automatic adjustment formula 3 months bia obesantum. Nti when the grandpa was santum no say 3 months bia so obesantum. Nti sa 9% na wo ko je no wo ko ya now buy.
Happy FM 98.9.
So this is just a mere form of politics. NDC for no so you should be say a strategy. I mean how almost yen, but then I think say bueno me already no budget in the buy. Meaning say budget here by 2026 budget in the buy no. I indicated say you better electricity bill by this amount. You better but a buy yeah. And then maybe so obit yes you my work yes what share no. You don't hear be me who said American. But that's the point. If one kasano say abane bibia ko ye enema jira na so say an exchange rate no say above form. So now what is the justification for that 9% and 15% no? What is the justification if not for politics? Say I see a memo no bibia cost fine no no. Ene nema tie no you see inflation say I see inflation about 6 point something %. Yet eduane bo no uko ensesa ye egusu kosro ya mayeti say anka inflation those time they can inflation asema ye bi say inflation no a book there then you are talking about reality. So if that same measure no say inflation number 6 point something %, now yet dokno bo 6.3 dokno bo so egusu kosro your friend say brodo da so gina bibia gina aka me feel say by this time podium ka brodo no ye bete so but da so gina bebe dan yeah almost sorry enema a mo feel say enye common amanfo ntanton no mum na ye amodi kan eka ade a anybody at all can relate with in there. They will not even use that in their conversation. So make us see this government, the OG government where it's at your own peril because we've braced ourselves. Say we'll be going through the hard time, especially say Sisiano. Omodi directives ma your friends say papers. Now papers wa koto na de no or say una be kan zonte so.
It's an appeal, not a directive.
And American say appeal say appeal mean fire. Obe any there. Almost as some make appeal na nye. So if it means that all that they are telling us, it is either say ebia papers for na dada and na government in na dada because say ebia this temporary where you be pumping dollars a good system no more na ma inflation ama exchange rate no aba from send anasi exchange rate na stabilize no e ade a obi abetimi aye but say we see nema no the way no e kwantrodo because ye nyina ye nim say sa we Ghana ye export no ye import driven economy ye import driven ye kasi tackle rice si e mayini kon say sa homegrown food ye dia aka ye sika sem no begina ni nice super because yes we spent over $500 million and the crowd rice and in asefo at any point in time and fine crude oil in asefo no port ye be crowd that's fine but nema ye betimi ayama ye betimi dinu to say a locally produced rice you see ye mayini kon wa a whole Nigeria a ye over 10 times bigger than Ghana Krampokra no edi ne ono ne rice na ba de say na yen Ghana ketwa yentimi manage ya ye ho na no so ye be kra rice san kokon kitinkiti saying fine say government ntimi mane ni kon na so timi ye ni year at least that say yetimi jai importation of sa poultry products which say sa in kokon at least and also betimi aboa ma ye si ye nim ade ye ya ebe ma ye seed na gira ne nan so but enye say ye sorry abe pompi sika de ku system no mu o pompi sika no already ni yen twa dollar it is sika no ade ya akokoto anase akokobobuse bi ene ye de tum but instead say ye be ya ade ye be go through the right channel be ma ye seed no agina ne nan so no ye see enye na ye be play politics with data ya sema
yenko wase
fine what's your assembly and also sema sometimes me sit back then I laugh. Government cannot approbate and reprobate, right? Yeah. Say, and then almost see omunama exchange rate na aba form. Anamiboa. Say almost say, bro, beyond me can't say, sa policy we na dey buy na ma sa CD na gina no nice. Obia see, say inflation here 6.3%, right? And tiembo mabaso. Some say economy na okay.
Yeah.
Na what's if na anya dia no dia wo see there. No, how can you approbate and reprobate? But at the end, papa, even though you are not able to tell us any single policy. Mami, nana, nanoko pie or caso, domestic debt exchange, ama economy and stable. Yes, yes, see, I check your friends graphic online. Or mu pulu at if you want them. But say mame now wo se wada emre panimu no ona obehu say yes wada na so ewu ye nyina ebehu nti ye se free SHS na akoso but sa free SHS yi enu na produce nkofo wo hwe resource bebre aba ama sisi abi mutimi akọ ye hwe unim ye ko schools no even cry now as I speak it is students now more campus na amo so mawie emu doctors in the keka woni na no ade say free SHS no enye and so omutimi akọ university system no amamo wie they should just accept the fact say ade na omankasa aba na amadua no eno no mutwa sesi a mobile a omoka chen say sesi a free SHS no enye free SHS no enye no ade a wo feel say enye no senka wo buy no nka wo betwem but sesi a no wo say wo di SHS wo di private dempo account It's a private dinner with the count. About say na sisi ano you worst results in the past 8 years. 8 years ni results here be is either 7 or 8 years ni worst results are you
in the last 5 years.
In the last 5 years. So in the last 5 years, Grandpa, so are we progressing or retrogressing? So the NDC cannot approbate and reprobate. If you are telling us, say, the economy no one why am I economy na jane na so a e wo bra wan kasa wonim sanya wo a na afei wasinu aden MPP minister na tiwa na
Anunti na Ghana Education Service statement they are blaming the former education minister. Say situation here as a result of unknown shortcomings in managing the sector.
Can you imagine?
I hope you read that.
No, you see, can you imagine this? That's what I'm saying, sir.
Now, who we are, mommy?
Yes, so it's 1 year now, right?
Yeah.
So
almost.
So like Mubabam 7 January.
Yeah.
Mebwa. Mubabam the minister bao. The oba say 9 months in yana then or your the office so. Opa te say oba 9 months no onim say bibi sa akoso a enya eso oye. It reforms ben na ono oye. Ono ene oba ohun nsusuaso na ene oka ten say. But be make some funny comment be say yeah because MPP for yeto apo edema
through Eastern Pise mo sheda mankola ni chitie ene mo pass bebre na mu miamu no nze mo omo ho akere
so listen to this logic
and make it your last point.
So and American say at the university levels students now my school because for the past 8 years even class say student make University of Ghana.
Medical school, yeah.
Any they can are they saying say me boy look BB say way say if it really makes sense that will even tell you say the mentality and I say sa MP no say sebio you be no mo ko check say obi no oya dey school because students no omunye MPP for student o
yeah
ebi mama NDC for ebi papa NDC for and other parties. It is ye bibia wo ye so san ka mo be kan kire say aban kondonu sa te de omo ka say to apodi mo ma aka send dem ka omo so omo ma no so be beneficiary of that system.
Me da say humesuma me na me ko we've just been joined by our NDC guests and then you mre and why late intino oni mre bebro de be kasa Boachijan member of the NDC Communications Bureau akwaba
bibi mejo so
boko de
EpaHoaDaben no mpaibo
e do ba de ase umre so enti entinsim prekona yonko he mo ma Ghana adwumayefo 9.86% EC electricity tariff increment and a 15.92% for water. TUC for said they reject this. Say manya hu bibi dia ombetinte sukoko de achemo adena mutu tigana for sa OSP FAC harsh public criticisms because of onema timpe bunsemono. And then we take a look at what say. Swapa inti manage your time well.
Bibi, thank you very much. My lady can yenchia ona yenchia for na go fan so I'm in no fear ha.
Oh bra.
Oh me bra me no fear. Na me mpache say nye boapa ye na entimi amedu ntem. Bibi me ba ye mate say me bra na se me nua pani kan sem bia. Em say si German kosa na enye because EpaHoaDaben the platform kesi ase unya kwanya betena ha na so kan se bi na se nimu e wo se atiefo na yetumi ma atiefo hunu no kra e wo ase daben bibi eja ubeje di say kum ha we it is the practice of PURC say 5 years bia omotun kane ani so we all know this
5 years
every 5 years. In fact, the last time we
multiple year
yes
price
review no more every 5 years.
But every quarter and some year.
Every quarter na dey me ba ho. But then every 5 years no be two. Every quarter no be two every 5 years no. But the entity on every 5 years is just to review the price and to adjust their systems. The last time on year review was in 2022. Pacha ho na NDC aban na ho. When time that time electricity tariff for the mine 27%. And now almost on my adjustment here saying nti se minua betena ha na so ka se Dwamahama aban aba na PURC for tariff no mudi aba na ye atwamene a ye 9 momu amudi 27 buy no se ne mu de mu hye ya konfu ana Oh, say asem bi ba na say ye kan ye nyina ante ase. Say baby yakwa akodun. Mama parents musi 27% and na aban bi abo 9%. Enu kra chi no John Dramani Mahama aban no. Ewo abaya da ye bi ma Ghana fo a me nya sure say nka 9% ipo na ye de ba wo. Na me ni onim nti akobasa. So ka asem bi say quarterly bi ye ma increment. Mu mako IMF akọ negotiate. Mo na mo so mu nko IMF. Mu kodu IMF mu ko negotiate. Na mo say akọji atum page 74 of IMF report 2024. You can read it. Mo na mo akọji atum. MPP for you. I'll bet na ha. Ekase President Mahama na yenti emfa so mo no. Omo na ekwakwagi atum say. Busumi na bia yentu nkane abom. Yentu nsu obom.
Mo review but not necessarily.
Oh, here review
but there be a review no
yenti so. Review na wo captured at page 74 of IMF report 2024. Yenti so enti yatum. Enti ya kan twi mu am obi ati ase a. Ye kan yentu mu so tu.
The other side of the argument is yes, IMF conditionality.
Yes.
I don't help you as for reasons or modern mind here to add anymore. Question is say a net exchange rate and one of the topmost reasons. If I don't macroeconomic reasons,
yes.
Exchange rate and inflation. All of these figures are posting positive.
Yes.
So on what basis? And I buy slave ready for Montomoniamaso. Never electricity there, a reflection of economic performance no.
Minia said the medical kaya no. Say Tama PRC for the kind best cited those reasons no. Na incremental or more pay. Incremental or more pay no. We show them make me count the enemy try DT. PRC oh they do this
also I
oh them oh the any do so about to me the
14.5%. Check it.
Bibi there ye ka kusi na say Tama ye almost cite inflation any exchange rate and all that for their increment. Open some propose increment can see be power by. But that is not what the increment we are seeing today.
For 200%.
Yes, and that is not the 200% we are seeing today. And it tells you say a bina bon who more dia who bibi. Into yes straight TUC for say the abano say be IMF conditionality. Yen na ye penny yentia. And yen aban bim reso or catch as a tighten your bed no bearing so a muno. And then ya buying person was tighten your beds and sooner car before see what a cross one a kumiano. And then ya tighten your beds and sooner go boys easy kedi. And ya tighten the bed, tighten the bed na Allahu Akbar. Hami papa no MP no so the need echo. And ya tighten your bed na kwabina dubu hen in the deco. And no romantic stealing error ne one. Your error so you now contribute. This is the communal labor era. Into you now more homoding. Now yen some said the abina can. You need to going forward no. It will calm down and we'll all be happy about the things you because and can say yeah when you are see quickly or see a seminar where let us be honest when we are talking about matters of education. The entire casa and say school be any Ghana to the best of my knowledge bibi obekone be catch us NDC for 98 in MPPTH school be any Ghana how be catch us say NDC for matter ha and MPP for man so te ha bibi obeko be NDC near MPP for man omubom ye kire o ma de ye kire bom. The account school will be NDC. What is applied to the NDC person is equally applied to the MPP. It is a car seminar say I'm fan of crank car. You be harding. No crank say, Bibi mobile bemu in 2017. No, munya adwin po bi. It was a fantastic thing that we all praised. And saying, most mobile be changing curriculum. Curriculum now mobile be changing no. Some men and cry more results are banned 2025. What see results abai. Na some cry no class 3.
Class 3 form.
Yes, class 3.
Omudi free SHS back.
No, time on best is curriculum.
Okay.
Now crano class 3. You can check it. Or no March 2025. This was I think 2017, 2018, 2019. Omudi new curriculum eba. If answer credit muba Ministry of Education. Now omo class 3. Now class 3 now omudi say new curriculum we buy no. And am we say new curriculum na aba no. And Shas here won cran so. This was what we cited about the new curriculum. Somebody new curriculum aba. Mama new curriculum starting free KG. Now kwala wako school I use previous curriculum abedu class 3. Now so on say me for new curriculum and twice free class 3 no. Oh ha no. Foundation na wenye ni nyina onto ni nyina ngu no say me for new curriculum. And mo de buy. Ye kan bia mo anti say bia catch for aban mu na munim de. And mo de buy. enkwala no ko school ko ya ko dru class 6 you see the new curriculum na mo di aba no sa mre na munya scan to textbook cram no new su new curriculum mi wa no mo nya 34.8 million Ghana cedis da koto pass question my ho ba ansem okroma utibi bibi enkwala no dru class 6 o mbeto aso akọ GHS no na curriculum no ne nto aso na e wo se akọ GHS na ebidru SHS no na enye ready and to do know what they did omo se enkwala ne san ko back enko fa curriculum no muja to in class 3 no musa me use from class musa me use from GHS 1 into be kaya time and cran class 3 no before the new curriculum ne be ba no na e wade be a friend citizenship education new curriculum ne ba no be chem mienu o se ba ko e owop na ba ko e den e ho na social studies foundation wo ene ne failure na ehu social studies mu enti akra na wo senior citizenship abedu class 3 no man need to wo so nkofa owop ne ho anwan two different things from citizenship na the basis for social studies enti akra na adwi nyina ne say nyoma ye che no owop no eno na okwa akoto aso GHS so kodu GHS citizenship na ma wo jato wo in class 3 no be fa wo GHS 1 ena akra ne be fa akra ne be fa GHS 1 na di wie GHS 3 ya yantumi ase antoa curriculum na edi ba eno so biem amedru SHS na asakra na asen aba be use old curriculum no to SHS 3 ena wakwa akotro wasi.
You have 4 minutes to end.
Bi akra na akotro wasi no anko yie ye hwe the basis of performance no dey na ama na anko yie and you cited to you say let's be honest with ourselves. One of the major challenges are kwala we curriculum na esesa ya yantumi antwax no. See, your twice one, this is not the results to be seen. So the system has failed the children. And the system is you. The one that outlined the system, I want to me execute the system. No. Now, if I baby so, you can say, invigilation na ekosono. Na emuomre. To the extent say, you remember before the commencement of 2025 wasi, the spokesperson for WAEC, a press conference say, "One more invigilation afi one more beshemu kena following nyoma krom ye BC." Okay, BC for the first time you so much chichi a whole lot of teachers are not more assisting kwala examination or practice mu. You don't make catches omo beshem kena na senka bibim teach man come beche bibim kena mani yi ana. Omo share mu kena ne nyina hu be the outcome of wasi invigilation in this country. For the first time, we saw an unprecedented arrest of more than 200 staffs. E krom ha. Ana meboa uti habi uti sema ekoso bibi ni nyina achi no na yaba be hu se enkwala no modern mo na ponche ni be hu ne tenti aponche ni we ye hu se ne tenten kra wase table ya me ne ugina ho ene ye hu se nyoma bi nkoyie your part that you played as MPP accept it. Say curriculum nam de buy it was a fantastic idea but you were not able to execute it and that is the reason why we are seeing what we are seeing today. Yes, we execute and we will not see the worst performance that we are seeing.
By this time,
yes,
we expect some Kolana be pass because Muna more bem.
Oh, Bibi, one of the basic reasons that we cannot all deny is the change in the curriculum. One curriculum is say we be akwa saying. To see amino say curriculum na ye kan wasem no. The children are using it from class 3 class 6.
So in 2026 and then Muna mukra buy no.
Bibi, Minister of Education, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. Next year we are not going to see the mess that we saw today.
Okay.
Bibi, quickly, let me talk about the OSP issue.
1 minute.
Yes. Bibi, I've always maintained this position. As far as I am concerned, the OSP is an incompetent one. The office is useless and we must collapse it. The reason I'm not afraid of prison. I'm not afraid of Bibi, when you check the budgetary allocation to this office of OSP since its inception in 2018, when you say you are spending over 1 billion on that office budgetary allocation, or no kwaji sika mre amount for abo micro no kwaji sika ne bre ya OSP ka che sika on IG is around 4 million. No be spending 4 billion now this sika 4 million, we are spending 1 billion now this sika 4 million. Are you fit to sit in that office? So we must just sack that man from the office and array him before the court, charge him for causing financial loss to the state. You can once a also what you be. What's the regime accountability and I was a course MPP aggresso. Can of a rat time on my sicano de Biano to Sika go being passes like the park or Jimmy I was to me. And let the beef go be a can was a man. Oh, I tried then. You know, cock the John Obama, I can as I say, I'm quite no, I cannot come next time. Special prosecutor must go. And President Mahama, please act fast. Special prosecutor, he must go.
The president cannot out of his own volition.
Yes, but then. But the law is
more must say he must go no trigger the constitutional process.
Yes, it has started already, and we believe it is going to see a very good end.
Up next, news. Happy Kasebo no